We don't need it. Ionic wind. Do you believe it? Crickets. Well, I was talking about ionic wind way back before I was ever heard about no flat Earth. Back in science class.
Oh, that's pretty good. That was like a mix of what? Mississippi and Louisiana?
It's just I'm a burnout, I think. Right.
Maybe
Quite a shuffle
Alabama.
there.
Maybe not.
All right, Demon Stride, you can talk now. I think your mic's unmuted. Go ahead. I'm gonna immediately overtalk you. Sorry, buddy. You were muted the whole time. This is total psych. Talk about pulling the chair out. How about this day, Riga? What's up, man? It's been like crazy up in this centerpiece.
Yeah. Fun show though. Earlier.
Oh, Demon Stride's going to do that thing where he pretends to be himself, and he does this. I'll hang up. I'll join. But it's like, it's funny because it's funny because he's not drunk, and then it's also funny because he's not the other like little fake accounts that come in here and do that. So that's an interesting thing too. I wouldn't strawman somebody who couldn't talk. That would be, I don't know, cowardly. You know.
Instead of want to hear drunk, you just babble something that doesn't make any logical sense.
Like, I don't think you sound drunk, you know?
No, that wouldn't be fair. It wouldn't be fair to call Embo drunk.
But Dick's in the ground, Embo. What do you think, man? You want to support that topic? Is that what it is? Is his speech not being heard? I don't need Crizzle to come in here and fucking White Knight for it either. She's like, Dick's in the ground. I need to tell you about it. Come on. You tell me about it. Tell me about your boy Demon Stride and how he's not drunk right now. Okay.
What's the topic, guys?
There is no topic. That's the problem. He's babbling and is expecting me to address his babbling. I'm
feeling the same about him, Essie. I don't know if it's a language barrier thing, but it seems like he just has a stream of words, last paragraphs, and then he's like, and then he'll like leave like an ABC choice and then expect you to like, what? Like, if I have to keep a pen, I'll keep a pen and paper, I guess, if I'm gonna have to listen to him.
Yeah, write it down.
I need like a flow chart, annotations and shit. What's going on, Essie?
It's all good, bro. I just ran across this video about this woman that landed in JFK with a passport. Now, it's probably, I'm not saying this is true or not, but check it out. With a passport with a country on it that doesn't exist. You guys hear that one?
Front Pictures AI. I'm not really sure where we're going after that.
I know it's probably a scam, but you know, since we got nothing on the table.
They do that for fucking everything right now. If it's news and like they make an AI generated like front cover pic, I'm like, is this fucking for real? Like, is this like some dumb shit? Like, man, definitely a lot of fake ass information going on.
Yeah, for sure.
Embo, did you hear Alan on here last night doing his thing? Man?
Yes.
And do you think Alan is the most beautiful human being? Don't you think so?
No, I don't think so.
Why not? He devotes all this time to like chewing on this stuff that like I can't be bothered to do. I don't even have the eyes for it, man. Like I need a new glasses prescription to like even hang with that amount of reading that is going on with these guys. You don't think that's excellent, do you?
Effort is not always the same thing as intelligence or making sense out of data.
I know I've heard you speak, but do you like their work though?
I think it's interesting to debunk. That's what I would say. I don't think it really has a.
What about all the Chinese
Any
shit he was
chance of
dropping
being
last
true?
night, man? I've been on this bitch for a while. That's why I'm like, oh man, fucking Alan's on it retroactively. I'm not stupid. So, what do you think about the Chinese stuff?
I haven't heard about it. I was only here to hear about Celeste of the other
You
light.
don't know about Beijing Shadow Time, do you? All right.
I don't.
Well, get smart, kid. Get smart. Like Puriga, he knows about the Shadow Time too, probably, maybe. He does. Or he will, eventually. So don't you worry.
Maybe one day.
Actually, I think I'm going to run through this paper they presented
Go
today,
ahead, run.
and I'm going
Run,
to debunk
Forrest. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm being a jerk. But it was for fun. You're going to run through this paper and you're going to check it out. That's cool.
it. I'm going to debunk it.
All right, man. Load that bunk up. Get her done, man. I'm into it. Everybody do shit. That's great. There's no winning for either side here, by the way. Just no matter how hard you work, it doesn't happen. So keep it on.
You always learn something personally, isn't that the real prize anyway?
We all lose. It's just enjoying the ride. You always learn something. I'm just being funny.
Picking up some cool facts along the way.
You can sometimes, and then sometimes you'll hear stuff that you don't want to know as well. You know what I mean? It's just the way it is.
What paper is he debunking now? What I miss?
The Sophiodolite.
Oh, wait, paper? There's a paper for it? That sounds fancy.
Yeah, Alan and some other guy, they presented a paper yesterday about eclipses.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yes.
This is a little bit like what I've heard about, like the Persian way that they were doing it, or I can see like that. Figuring out how to travel. That's like it's like a trade secret, man. Don't you think? Like transit and all that. Like if you like, don't you believe so?
I mean, figuring out longitude is a big part of why England went all uber colonial for everybody else, I think.
But what those guys on here last night were kind of saying, and I think, like, I don't want to misrepresent what they're saying because I'm only an idiot here, but I think that they were saying that Beijing Shadow Time, the way that they figured out how time is working and with their stars, that basically Greenwich Mean Time is stealing all of that intellectual technology to be able to replicate it on the other set of stars. So there are two sets of solar, or of star discs that they use, different catalogs of stars.
Did we culturally appropriate
like
the gratitude?
We as who? I don't know. I think it's the Jesuits that checked out China. I'm not really sure. I got lost in the sauce and trying to listen to them last night, but I think it's worth checking out what they're up to with that.
I have not seen the convincing part of that argument yet.
I don't necessarily have my pom-poms out for the paper, but I like what they do. What can I say?
Yeah.
I think it's necessary. Like go ahead and debunk it. Like that's cool. Like that there's interest for somebody to debunk something like this. I feel like that's not a threat. I don't think.
Yeah.
But go ahead, because the only thing you could possibly do is like point out something that's going to like improve somebody else for the next 100th monkey flat earther to be like, oh no, it's like this, and I think on and on. You know what I mean? It's through this process right here is how we ever arrived at any kind of mastery of this shit to start with, is by like observing what somebody else kind of works with and then saying like, oh no, we can do it better, like do this, do that, or whatever. And whatever.
That's why true scientists, not pseudoscientists, but true scientists, they also publish negative results if their experiment doesn't give them results they want. Because if something isn't right, then that also gives you knowledge about how to improve, testing this in the future.
I think that's my biggest critique for the the people doing Celestial Theodolite is like, go through the work, then put out the spreadsheets at least a week in advance with an articulate, well written overview. Otherwise, it's just kind of like, we did this thing, and anyone who disagrees is grumpy about it.
That's a good point, because at that point, if something is wrong about that work, they could rebut it the same presentation they presented, right? But what they are doing right now is they are basically doing like a premiere. They are presenting it for the first time, and you don't have enough time to process what would be the eventual errors there. So then, if someone even cares to do that, they have to do that after the presentation when already like you cannot address it live.
You have to present something, I think, first, and like before you get to like whatever chop it up about it. I'm sure they'll be around to like, I don't know, mix it up with it if you guys are like seeing whatever your concerns are about it.
It's been like 20 weeks now.
I did adjust their graphs to actually be reasonably scaled and not go from 0 to 6 million on the y-axis, and actually made it more interesting, in my opinion. I'll share that. And I've already chatted with them about it.
Did you find out some errors in their mathematics?
I haven't seen any mathematical errors, but I haven't gotten that far into it. I just wanted to look at the graph, and I just pasted them. The first set is a 2024, and the second image is a 2023.
What would they have to say?
I did the 2023 first, where the slopes are opposite of each other in the calculated height resistance versus height versus time. Their take is that, and this seems reasonable, is that the data set was limited to ground positions in the United States for the path of the solar eclipse, and that if you continue that path in both directions, the graphs would form a full parabola. But we're just due to where the eclipse starts and stops. That's why calculated sun height versus time is sloping up and to the right, whereas calculated sun height versus distance is sloping down to the right. So then I asked about full data sets, and then they were skeptical of eclipse data from like the oceans, and I wondered, well, there's got to be an eclipse that goes from like Europe across Russia and China, like on land the whole time at some point. So I'd like to see that data set put through this same thing. See that full arc.
Full arc action. That's cool.
But it clearly isn't. I mean, when it goes from 0 to 7 million or whatever, yeah, it looks flat as fuck. But there's a lot more interesting stuff going on in there. If you actually scale the data. And the answer is it's not flat. So why is it not flat? So that gets even more interesting, in my opinion.
What's your conclusion? Did you get one? Did you get that far with it?
The conclusion is there's more to look at, and bigger data set would be a lot more interesting.
Yeah, data sets are, they're so interesting. Man, I've been to data sets, sometimes for hours, checking that shit out, being like, man, look at these numbers sometimes. Other data I check out. It's fucking sick.
You scroll through public data sets, seeing what data there is to poke at.
So
yeah, I'm on all the data forums.
Do you want to maybe like go through this paper here on live? Because I started reading this and I already got some problems in the first page.
Oh no.
Yeah, they use a measured angle to a star, and they say that and they note the time when it was measured at the moment when like it touched the peak of the mountain, and based on that they read an angle from an almanac, but an angle from stellarium, not from almanac, and that's the problem because the angle from stellarium is without refraction correction, and they say.
But I think they went over the bit with the stellarium in the.
Yeah, they do that intentionally, and they.
So what's the point in that case if they're strawmanning the model?
keep reading so you can understand what the process and the point of the process is.
Well, the spoiler is that the amount that refraction adjusts the star up for, according to their math, more or less matches the amount of missing curvature when you don't account for it, which is kind of like a equals A kind of situation on the one hand, but I don't know though.
I just think that's true.
When I was in the California high desert, I think that's like the flattest like sky I've ever seen. Like as far as like I could see like all the constellations rotating around. Like I was looking at a darn carousel of horses or something like that. I was like, wow, this is like I don't know of anywhere else I saw like that kind of sky, and especially with like
been out on the
and
ocean
stuff.
where you can't see land.
I'm sure that would be pretty scary.
It's wild.
Yeah. The other time, probably Prince Edward Island when I was there. I saw like shit. I would with my eyes. I was like, I could see like purple like nebula clouds or something like that. Man, I don't know what the fuck I was seeing. Maybe they were just Magellanic clouds or something like that. But it was so dark there. That was like a new moon or something like that. No light pollution. There's like nothing nothing going on there. Rocky, you got your mic open. I was waiting for you to say something all this time, but
sorry, man. Yeah, it's just hot mics.
You ain't making noise or nothing. I keep seeing it going green, and I was just like, yeah, I figured maybe I'll let them know that what's going on.
This thing is not working like it used to. You get on and sometimes it hot mics and sometimes it doesn't. Like it, I look at it and it's on mute, and then it turns off mute and hot mics, and sometimes it doesn't. You go from Wi-Fi to 5G, it turns off, like it unmutes. Crazy.
Right. It didn't make any sound. I just kept seeing it light green. I was like, huh.
I've been using push to talk for a year, and whatever the latest update, every time I log or open the app back up, push to talk's turned off and I'm unmuted. So I just left it off and try to remember to immediately mute.
Yeah, everybody can part of that. When you log off and you log back on, it's like voice to talk. So be careful.
Yeah.
So I already found another thing. They did the math. They have like a graph of an angle above the horizon of the sun or the moon compared to observers' grand distance, and they found out that for the moon it's a slightly different function. It gives a slightly smaller radius of the Earth if you derive a radius from that, and that is just the fact that the moon is much closer than the sun, so you cannot assume it's infinitely far away. So you have to actually account for parallax. So they basically just found out about parallax, but they don't even know how it works. So they think it's an error in the globe model.
Is that what they were doing with the triangles that don't add up to 180? Which seems like
no, I'm on. It's like 1, 2. I'm at the beginning of the document. I'm not there yet, but like I'm pointing out the errors as I'm reading this. They don't even know about parallax of the moon, which is like one of the basic things in observing the moon, and they think that is a problem because they didn't account for it.
Parallax, schmarallax.
Make sure you highlight the PDF and submit your questions in writing before Monday.
Okay.
And then maybe you can get your message across. Maybe you can get your message across.
No, just be here for the Q&A, which is Monday. They do it every week, dude. They've been doing it for like 18, 20 weeks or whatever it is. And everybody's like, oh, no, this is wrong. And it's like they keep like having the same contention that they had the week before that was already addressed. It seems to be a common thing.
Yeah, because they're so smart, man, about their shit. You know what I mean? They see like how this stuff was actually done in a way that like if you just like assumed like, oh yeah, this is like globe science, it's all good, certified. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna be like trick fucked basically. And I guess the presumption is that a lot of this mapping stuff and lat long stuff is all trick fuckery. That basically is in a way to hide the authors of the technology. So I think that it's interesting that I like that narrative. But fuck all this reading. I can't do it. I'm glad you guys are doing it, Embo. You're a real G.
Who's doing the presentation? Globers.
See.
No.
Here they did the thing where they just assume there's a magical factor that makes it look like it's on the globe, but it's actually on the flat Earth, and it's perfectly right for them to do that. It's pretty funny. They should call it an optical effect.
Is it called refraction? I've heard that being used.
But refraction isn't magical. That's the difference.
I beg to differ.
Embo, were you
magical about?
around back in the days of the personal azimuthal grid of vision?
Yes, yes,
Thing that
I
Shane came
was
up
there.
with?
There was
They
a
just call it.
business
It's just the
model
celestial
stolen by
dome now.
Shane.
Oh, here.
No, there's a
Yes.
celestial dome, but then each of us has a personal dome that bends light. I'm just curious if they've like corrected their celestial theodolite to account for the
Okay, I asked if we could, at the time of the eclipse, use two other ground positions that are on that same path of the eclipse, and then like fill out the triangle or make it a pyramid. Let's make it 3D. And the contention, as I understood it, was no, you can't do that because that's just the apparent position of the sun for the other two positions.
Yeah.
And
So-
right, but
so
the apparent position still casts a shadow, right? That's
yes.
true.
Yes.
I-
However,
when I was reacting to this document live, when they were presenting this yesterday here in the channel, it was so confusing to me because at the same time they try to make it like it doesn't work on the globe because of some slight errors. They don't know where they come from, even though we do. Like the parallax data and the Calfor I mentioned. But then they throw this entire argument that Father matches it more by just like admitting that there's some magical effect they cannot prove that makes it work 100 times better on the globe. But they just say that it's something they just assume and they don't have a claim what it is. So if their entire point is to prove the observations match the globe more, then what's even the point of admitting like you have to implement the magical factor for flat Earth? If we could do the same thing on the globe according to the standard, like you can say there's a magical thing, there's an optical effect that makes this triangle look more than 180 degrees.
the key part of this whole thing is the way they're framing the null hypothesis, which there's a whole different PDF you got to dig up to understand what they mean by that.
Man, these null hypotheses, these nulls, man, they mean more than it seems like. It's weird. We got a whole argument this morning on a null result from MMX this morning.
Don't say that word. Then we're going to be back on it.
No, I meant to say something else. Talking about something else. But yeah. What is this null? This is a null hypothesis. You're saying. So what is the null hypothesis? In their
my best phrasing of the way they use it is just that their data just needs to demonstrate the lack of curve, and so then globe debunked effectively. Well, it needs to be unable to prove the curve. That's what. So the null hypothesis is the Earth is a globe, and because their data winds up flat, then it isn't a globe. And that's
it's not really how null hypotheses work. I'm surprised people haven't taken them to task on that.
no. I mean that's absolutely been brought up before. But
what
if you haven't seen,
do you have some opinion of what it could have been if not the Earth is a globe for the null hypothesis?
I mean, I think my understanding of null hypothesis is more about like statistics and big populations more than like a physical concrete fact, but I also could be wrong with that.
It's about saying like because you can run an experiment and get back you can get back a bunch of results that aren't statistically significant. So what the null hypothesis does is it sets up for your experiment what the threshold is to say at this point we can draw a conclusion from this data, and if you don't reach that threshold, you don't go the opposite direction. You just say we don't know.
Yeah, that sounds right. So then it would be like misapplied in the case where you get one set of data from one observation and it's not a globe and therefore globe debunked.
So but no.
I'm almost thinking that like maybe it's baked into that in that if you get to the globe, then you're all the way back to like, oh, this math works. In which case, like that's mission accomplished for like this narrative and system that like that they're talking about. I think. Am I maybe I'm off base with that?
No, like the null is just saying like there's random. There's no real pattern. That's what the null challenge is.
I thought like a lot of the thrust of what they were saying had to do with the fact that this is kind of the use of the lat long, the whole system for globing is like a fictitious stand-in, a quasi-political symbolist stand-in to make this kind of portmanteau of math work for the conventions of international trade. That was kind of like my whatever summation of what I thought. So I don't know if like it's possible that if you just get to where it's a globe, because like what other because the null would be like, okay, if we get to the point of like failing out of this concept, then this is our base our base conclusion, right? Is that what the null is supposed to be, like the floor concept of it?
Yeah, I'm trying to find that will attempt to elucidate the whole situation.
That's good. I'm so stupid lately. I think I used to be slightly sharper. Not much sharper, but slightly. And sometimes really sharp. What's up, Nash's show? See how sharp that was? Mad fast.
I mean, I'm not saying ChatGPT is the authority, but you can even ask ChatGPT, like take their null hypothesis and just ask it, like grade this as a null hypothesis, and ChatGPT will tell you it's not even a well-formed null hypothesis, specifically because there's no like measure beyond which you would say, okay, yes, we have achieved a result that's statistically significant or not. It's just like a general,
But
anyway,
I don't know if there. I don't. I guess I'm a little at a disadvantage not having the PDF open. That's
I got it right here.
That's a problem.
Yeah. What's funny to me in this paper, this isn't like an error, but what I noticed is when they have like a very big amount of meters, like here they have, when they measure the distance to the moon, like 274 million meters. Instead of just converting it to like a bigger version of meters, like kilometers, they just call it million meters, and they use like a million meters as a unit.
That's
the beyond the null hypothesis PDF in the for you.
Wow, I'm about to go down some kind of null rabbit hole here, huh?
Rabbit null.
I was just about to say that. You got me. Yep. Yeah, I'm a step slow. Maybe I need more coffee. I'll be back.
Oh, we going on the celestial theodolite stuff.
Oh yeah, it works on the moon now. That's gonna be exciting.
Yeah. I posted here. I'll post them in chat that I posted last night. But if you open up the moon PDF, it's funny because he basically just uses the globe like 5 times in a row and then pretends like he doesn't.
Right, because his distances are measured from the haversine. He's using so what's the star program he's using?
Stellarium. He uses Stellarium, which is globe. He uses haversine, which is globe, and then for distances he uses 1 degree per 60 nautical miles, which is also globe.
But guys, I just realized something, that maybe the entire crux of this moon measurement, that the angles add up to more than 180. They use a longitude angle, which is like this 88.7. They use a longitude angle as like a great circle angle, as an angle over a great circle route. But not all longitudes are great circles. Only latitudes are great circles.
I think it's the other way.
The other way.
Sorry. But there's an infinite amount of great circles.
Yeah, you're right. I confused the two between each other. It's the longitudes that are great circles. You're right. Yeah, that's true.
That's not the only great circles, though.
Yeah.
Between any great circle.
Yeah, but my point still stands. It's just that I used a wrong language to convey it. Sorry. Right. Longitudes are great circles, right? But if there are people on different longitudes, this distance between those two longitudes, it isn't constant. It is different depending on latitude. The bigger latitude you have, the smaller this distance will be, and on the poles, it just completely converges into a single point. So the only place where you can use a distance, like an angle between longitudes, as a determining factor, like you use it as a great circle to calculate the distance you use haversine, is at the equator, where the latitude circle is a great circle. But somewhere between the equator and the poles, it will give you like the difference between longitudes. It won't give you the distance between the observers just by a simple haversine. Is that incorrect?
I don't know what you're referring to about the 180 degrees. I don't think I got that far.
I'm going to show it in paint. I'm going to show it in paint. If that's.
Oh yeah, paint's coming out.
But I also should mention, I think if they're going to start doing eclipses, we should push him to do his analysis on the December 2021 eclipse. I just posted a video.
Nice.
And you can watch. This video shows the sun and the moon's GP, and the shadow path, and the shadow size, and the shadow speed.
I don't see why we can't use this on lunar eclipses, but.
Can you watch for a moment, maybe?
Yeah.
My screen?
Oh, you're
okay. Yes. I'm trying to do paint to explain it visually. So, like, let's say this is the Earth, and here's the equator. Like, this is 0 degrees latitude. Would be too fat line. And like you have the longitude lines, which are all great circles, as we already explained. They kind of like go like that. around and they converge at the single points, which are the poles. So the longitude angle, which would be like an angle, let's say this is the center of the Earth, it would be like an angle between those. It would be this angle like this arc here, you got the Earth. It would give you the distance between the observers only if they were at the equator. So like you have an observer here on this longitude, an observer here on this longitude at the equator. It will give you a distance just by Haber because this is a great circle. The equator is a great circle between them, which is like the line that separates the longitudes. But if they're somewhere higher, at the higher latitude, like here, this angle between longitudes, you can't use it as an angle over a great circle because this...
Enjoyable for me to hear you try. Does anybody think you should rejoin at least and like an attempt at sounding?
That would be a good idea. Embo, we can't hear you, bro. You're roboting. You're gonna have to leave and come back.
Don't let the good Lord hit you with it. Oh, whatever that phrase is.
Sorry. Is that better now?
Yeah, you're good. You're good now.
Thank you. Calculate moon. So.
Oh,
I spoke too soon. I spoke too soon. You're not good, bro.
Streaming is not going to happen for you, bro.
You're
still roboting, Embo. You're still roboting.
Can I hey my guy him? It's just not going to happen. It's not going to. You can't stream and talk. You can talk or stream, but not both. Is everybody still here? We're all still here. Think, stink, fat, eat. What'd you say, Embo? Eat, wait, shoot, just me. Actually, I got more words in. That's fucked up. Is there a wall I can go slam my hand into continually? I'll be back.
Okay.
Embo, you're still roboting, bro. Maybe close your live and try to talk because you're roboting bad.
Okay, I closed my live. Is that better?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, that guy who was accusing me of roboting, he's the main guy who's trying to troll me here. So that's why I was confused if it was just another attempt of trolling and making me stop talk. And that's why
you were definitely roboting.
Yeah, no, I could do different ways.
If there were other independent people also telling me that, then I would immediately believe. But that guy is the last person I would trust. Snacks too for.
I mean, that's
snacks
really.
To the future.
It's just unoriginal to do so. I mean, you can not trust me, but at least expect me to be original, my man.
Okay. So I already collected the data. I can post a screenshot in order to make sure that it is not faked. And now the only thing I have to do is to put this through Shane's method, I mean Alan's method, and see if it's going to give the proper distance to the moon.
So now I can start trolling him? No. No, they're saying no. Okay.
No. You can do this. So I don't. I'm going.
Oh no, you're roboting again.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it, but
I knew you weren't. I knew you were going to hold back. So
what can I do? I got no authority here, man.
so I don't. We're going.
Oh no, you're roboting again.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it, but
I knew you weren't. I knew you were going to hold back. So
what can I
gotcha.
do? I got no authority here, man. Wow. Okay. Is there anything else like in the topics? Is it anything else going on here?
I want to
One at a time, please.
go for it, Tyson.
Go ahead now.
All right, both at a time now.
Oh, now we're both going to change our minds, and we're okay. I'll go,
and then
we'll
you both say
on
it
each other again.
All right. So why did I even say it to start with?
I mean, it's the same old game. I don't see how the Celestio moon observations line up with Earth, Moon, Earth radio bounces, but maybe that's too deep a topic for now.
How about, did we figure out how water comes to Earth? From, what was it, yesterday? Is it still
You
up
don't have a time
in the
machine,
air?
so the answer is no.
Oh no, I know from mainstream science that icebergs fly off of the sun and then they enter Earth's atmosphere every day. Thanks, science. Thanks, NPR. Does anybody believe that? Like a mountain of ice is hitting the Earth and then we just absorb it? Like,
is that like shit with solar wind, or what's going on?
No, it's because like solar flares happen. So like some chunks of like water are created from like the hydrogen oxygen of the.
Oh yeah. I mean, why not?
So
why not?
So we're supposed to absorb like a mountain of ice every day or something like that, according to mainstream radio science.
Yeah. When it's 100% humidity and like 110 degrees, whatever the absolute literal maximum of humidity that can be in air, in 1 cubic meter, there's 50 grams of water. Just water vapor, but 50 grams of it. Which is like a quarter cup.
What do you think a cloud weighs, man? Like
fuck ton.
Like more than a swimming pool?
Oh yeah.
Like a lot more? How does it fly up there though, man? I have problems with clouds.
They're not attached to each other. How much does smoke weigh, right? Smoke rising up out of your campfire isn't weightless.
But it's like already hot, Like it's got a
That
reason
is
to
hot,
rise.
but they're tiny little pieces too, not touching each other. So it's not really the bulk weight.
But isn't it like ionically like more something because it's like you just burnt it and it's like anion cations or something like similar? My orgone phase of knowledge here. Isn't there something that's happening because it just got incinerated and shit?
I've never heard of that, but maybe.
You know that the cloud doesn't actually form until it's up at the altitude, right? It's water vapor in gaseous form, invisible, which is less dense than the air. It rises up. When it gets cold enough, it condenses into water droplets, and then you have a cloud.
We got a cloud expert here, ladies and gentlemen.
Voila.
Tell me all about it.
I think too in the fire example, the thing about the smoke is that there's a fire underneath it. That has something to do with it.
Right. But tiny little particles can hang in the air longer than the same weight of particles clumped together like a rock. So that's my example. That's what I was aiming
ash
for.
clouds.
Yeah.
For example, ash clouds from volcanoes also.
Literal rock ash floating through the air for hundreds of miles, thousands of miles.
Right, just like sitting around, going around, waiting to rain.
To fly, the air at sea level is as thick as motor oil. just due to surface area versus weight. So even, you drop a fly, it falls pretty slow. It's not lighter than air. Now I'll increase that by orders of magnitude to get down to a speck of lava ash.
I don't know. I'm still catching up thinking about flies, and then I got to scale it up. I'm not prepared for these mental gymnastics just yet. I got to do some stretches. Zanich's here. He's going to talk about something.
That's just intellectually just boring.
Is that boring? Did you just fucking jump in and presume to tell me some 8th grade shit about clouds, and then you expect that to be not boring as fuck, dude? Is that what you expect? You're wrong. You're incredibly wrong. But I let you say it, and I didn't fucking talk shit to you until now. But
dude, why are you so angry?
Did you make a comment?
Are you hungry?
Boring?
You angry?
Did you make a comment?
It is snack time. It should be snack time.
It's always.
I mean, this whole thing is I didn't get my warm up done for my intellectual gymnastics yet.
Yeah, you don't want
This guy's talking about if you think about the surface tension of a fly on water, then it's like the surface tension of viscosity thing. You just think about fly ash and you just scale that up 4 times. I'm happy to entertain him and try that, but what am I supposed to fucking say after he says that? I don't know. I'm here for the ride, man.
And some people go with you just made that up, so you can try that out, see how it works. But
you're a liar. How about that? Is that good?
Another example is when you take a dump and your shit falls in the toilet, but then tiny particles float around into the nose of everybody around you. That's
your fart smell is poo particles. Truther. Yep. Gotcha.
Yeah. There's something about you ever use that stevia sweetener? I can fucking taste that from across the room. It's
through a fart or independent of farts.
I haven't even tried it, to be honest.
Was this stemming from, I just joined in, is this stemming from why clouds float when they're actually water droplets, which are heavier than air?
Particles in the air and clouds. Yeah, I think we're in that zone.
Yeah, shit is heavier than air, but you can smell a fart from across the room. So where's your gravity now, Globers?
Well, one is...
Is it...
they're not the same thing.
The charge? What charge do fart particles have?
Oh, damn it. I don't know. You got me.
It's possible that they're being carried on the...
So
pressure
is this distilled
for negative? I got a 50% chance of being right.
Does this distill down to birds fly, yet they're heavier than air? We don't know why. If gravity is a real thing, is that where this really kind of?
I don't know. Let's see where Jake wants to take it.
Drones can fly. That is not surprising to anybody. So
gravity's so strong, but butterflies can float around. Is that the argument?
There you go. No, I don't think we were going to go that far.
Just specifically clouds.
Well, I mean, I want to make sure I want to rule out just some of the.
The quadrillions of tons of water are held to the earth, but a butterfly can just defy it.
I think we're just trying to ballpark with the weight of a cloud. I think because we were talking about weights of other air.
Well, that's why. Well, first, can we agree that a butterfly is heavier than air and floats, even though the gravity can hold millions of trillions and trillions of tons of matter to the surface? Why does the butterfly escape it and able to just float around almost effortlessly? Do we all understand the concept behind that? Just so we can then take the next step.
I would say
I think butterflies extend a lot of effort. They don't float a whole lot.
They fly like shit, dude.
They just flutter their wings and they seem to defy gravity. I'm just where I'm going with this. Can we just agree that? Shit. They fly like shit, but they're not falling to the ground like a raindrop. So why do they? Do you know why they
flap? Clouds don't flap wings.
Yes, they flutter their wings.
You're why is a piece of paper not like a raindrop? Nice, dude.
Quantum disregard of the force of gravity is merely apparent.
Okay, let's get to. I just want to get one thing we can agree on. Do we understand why a butterfly seems to defy, in this quote, defy gravity because it doesn't fall? Do we understand why that happens? In fact, let me ask you, why do you think the butterfly moves around? You can describe it how it moves all you want, but how does it move around and not fall straight down to the ground like a raindrop? Be honest.
I think
don't be a smart ass.
It flaps its wings.
What does that do?
It has surface area. Are we through the fucking?
No, I just want to get it really clear why it doesn't fall to the ground. All these things you're telling me are mechanisms to do what? What is it doing to not fall to the ground?
It's trying to retard the
pressure
conversation.
differential, and that generates lift, and that holds it up in the air.
Because so lift is a force, correct? Upward force that it generates.
I feel like. Do you want to buy a car? What kind of car do you want to buy?
Once we
Red one, right?
I'm not trying to like drag you through the mud. I'm just trying to make sure we all agree on something that then I can take that agreement, and then we can start answering questions about why the clouds are floating and they are still water droplets, which are heavier than air.
Why don't you talk about fucking something based out of water, not a damn butterfly? You fucking monarch programming, fucking MK Ultra bitch. What about that,
dude? Your intellectual
is that possible? I don't know.
Your brain power seems to be unable to comprehend where we're going with this.
I'm already comprehending.
He said he wasn't ready for mental gymnastics, so
yeah, you got to do your mental gymnastics. Put on your ballerina shoes, your hard tipped ballerina, and do a couple pirouettes, and hold your hands above your head like a big arc.
Is that what ballerinas do? Gymnastics? Is that what they fucking do?
The type of
it's
gymnastics.
Pretty close, I think.
Okay, so we all agree. As was mentioned,
is that what football players do? They wear ballerina shoes and then they
some of them
practice how to. Oh, okay,
some football players take ballet.
Probably Zanich took ballet, I guess. You know what I mean? If he's a half decent fucking running back, right?
Maybe, I don't know.
Hey, go fuck yourselves.
Wow, you got a really super bad attitude, but I think it's kind of cute. Okay, so listen, we got the butterflies. We know that there's now someone mentioned the wings, and they have lift, and lift is a force, and so we have forces that are keeping the butterfly. The force is almost when it's flying level or not moving up or down, it's matching the force of gravity, which is its weight, because the weight is a force due to gravity. Can we now accept that?
Yeah.
Oh, good. And so now we stretch up to the clouds, like what's going on in the clouds that we can see. The whiteness of those clouds are actually trillions and trillions of water droplets, which are condensed water vapor, which have weight, which exceeds the weight of the air around it. Why are they together, and why are they not falling to the ground?
Because you're retarded.
Okay, dude. I tried, but I'm done. I thought we just have a conversation about what you guys were talking about when I jumped in, and now you just want to talk like a little baby and just start throwing insults out and swear words.
You retarded the entire conversation. I don't know what to say.
It wasn't retarded before I got here? Hey, Jake, was this retarded before I got here?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I trust Jake. He's a good guy.
Jake's the one who made it retarded. He's like, oh, you wanted 8th grade science? I've got plenty of that. Here, hold on a second, guy. That's what he did. I mean, I was just trying to
elevate. I think you've elevated the conversation.
We can also make a little bit more sophisticated science. For example, the thing is with small water droplets,
who the fuck is Jake?
the drag and the drag and the terminal velocity of a very small droplet is super slow because the attraction due to gravity is smaller if it gets smaller. So it's
a fluid,
by the
idiot.
volume
It's got
and
wind
the weight.
resistance, idiot. Oh,
yeah.
God.
He just said drag. When the drag force equals...
You guys need an 8th grade teacher.
When the drag force equals its weight, it won't go down, right? So it's just slightly lower. The weight of it is slightly higher than the drag force. That's why it falls fairly slow, relative to a rock or something. Or
drag force can never be higher than its attraction due to gravity, because if you're not moving, then there is no drag. So if you're slowly moving, there is a little bit of drag. But anyway, the drag is increasing by surface, and the gravity is increasing by volume or by mass. So if you get bigger, the gravitational attraction increases bigger than the drag is increasing. So bigger objects fall faster than smaller objects.
Yeah.
Of the
I
same
can tell
material.
you know a lot about drags.
That's not necessarily true either.
Yeah.
I just want to know why this
same
is
shape. No, that's true, Zanich. If you have the same shape,
are you triggered?
Same shape. So hold on. Same drag coefficient is what you're saying. Same drag coefficient.
Like you have two balls. You have two steel balls, a small steel ball and a big steel ball. The big steel ball will fall faster.
Same drag coefficient. The answer would be yes, right?
Same coefficient, because the drag coefficient is purely based on the shape.
The shape. Right. based on the shape.
I find this funny, gentlemen. Doesn't everything fall at 9.8 meters per second? And then before you cut me off, when your water droplet is falling and witnessing drag, is it also falling as a spherical object?
No, it looks like a raindrop. If you've ever seen what a raindrop looks like, that's what it looks like.
You think the bottom is round?
So the drag is due to its shape. As you mentioned, that's the drag coefficient times its frontal area. Would you agree?
It's a fluid, idiot.
So instead of just answering me, you guys.
No, you jumped in. I was actually in the middle of a.
Good job, guys.
I was in the middle of an exchange with someone, so that's why I'm responding.
And I waited for a spot. I asked a question and ignored. That's okay. I guess you guys can continue on with your conversation.
Try again, Rob.
But my shit was on topic. I'm not yelling. I'm really sorry.
You can say, hey, I got a question.
Sorry, don't worry about it.
Hey guys, I have a question when there's a moment, and then you wait.
9.8 meters per second drop is only in a vacuum.
Thanks 5 minutes ago. Bull Knight, you go.
Do we live in a vacuum?
No, his point is we have a force due to gravity. That would be its weight. If that weight is offset by a drag force, which is the opposite direction, the greater the drag force based the weight force will determine what rate it actually falls at, because that's an acceleration. You have a 9.8 meters per second squared in the vacuum, and anytime it's going through air, you have a drag force, and that'll slow its acceleration. And I'll give it a different terminal velocity.
Yeah, the terminal velocity of a 20 micron droplet of water is about 1 centimeter per second, which means that it's going to stay in the air for tens of hours, ignoring the fact that there's usually updrafts that are associated with clouds.
Because the terminal velocity or the drag, so you have the drag coefficient, you multiply the drag coefficient by the basically frontal cross section of an object.
Correct.
Because that frontal cross section of the object increase by the square as bigger as it gets. However, the volume increases by what is it? Not the square.
Cube.
How do you say
cube.
it?
By the cube.
Yeah.
Geometrically. Yeah.
So, which means because the mass increases by cube and the drag only increases by square, bigger objects appear or get less drag compared to its weight.
Right.
So bigger objects fall faster.
That's right. That's why in race cars we have horsepower to weight ratios, kind of the same analogy. And even though like a Miata could have the same horsepower to weight ratio as a Corvette, one could have 500 horsepower, the other one could have 150 horsepower, but they both would not be able to accelerate through the air the same because the horsepower to drag ratio is greater. So it has the ability to push through the air easier than the Miata. That's the analogy he's kind of pointing at.
Yeah, he was thinking about a Miata. Yeah, that was obvious to all of us. Okay, great.
No, it was an analogy. So he wasn't talking about analogy. By definition, that's what we not was talking about. It's an analogy because it's different, but its idea is the same.
Like a convertible versus top down, maybe like a hard top.
No,
you think different wind resistance profile. Yeah.
I'm not talking.
I get that.
I
like that.
That
color would go faster.
That'd be the same
one,
car
right?
with more resistance, more drag. We're talking about two different cars with the same horsepower to weight ratio. Which one moves through the air faster or easier? Which one has less of the ability to push that drag for whatever its surface area, its frontal area, and its drag coefficient is? Let's say they have the same exact coefficient of drag. The Corvette with the higher horsepower will have a higher horsepower to drag ratio, which allows it to accelerate faster, or at a greater rate. Sorry.
Sarge ain't got shit to do with clouds, but I'm glad you got to flex your Mazda Miata knowledge, dude. That's dope, man. How you having a good day?
Not a knowledge. It was an analogy for why a larger object with more mass will fall faster through the air.
Good shit, man.
Bring it all the way back around to the fly and motor oil. See?
Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
That
Terminal velocity of a fly.
You imagine like a fly is like a solid thing, like a.
They're pretty hollow.
I mean, it's just
Juicy
shape.
in the middle.
It is such a confusing shape. I hate them in any event, but they've got like I think little hairs on their whatever fucking feet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And those eyeballs.
They're distributing the surface tension differently than a solid might. So I don't know if like it's as ingenuous necessarily.
Okay, well,
comparison, but I'm glad we've gone full circle on this.
This is another important fact that everyone needs to know. A squirrel can survive a fall at its terminal velocity, so it can fall from any height and be okay. It's one of the few animals that can, which makes squirrels superior to most.
Yo, thank you for that, man. I appreciate knowing that.
In World War II, they used to fill up a transport full of squirrels and they drop it on the enemy lines.
Oh, yeah. Little grenade vest? Yeah.
What?
No. First, they drop bomb loads of walnuts onto the enemy fortifications, which they would quickly, get rid of, clean up, and hide. And then they drop the squirrels with the grenade vests, who would find where they hid the piles of walnuts, at which point it would detonate.
It sounds like too good of a story for you to be making it up like on the fly.
No, that's all.
It's part of hidden history.
That's alternate history. That's what they don't want you to know.
You've heard that before? You just made that up now? I don't know.
No, they did that
good.
bat experiment in Tokyo, but fire bombs was still better than bats with bombs. So
yeah, we got that. I have a BitChute video that talks all about it. Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, I just can't imagine like a squirrel staying put long enough to put a vest on him, let alone it's explosive. I mean, damn, that's some dangerous business.
It was the ancient Tartarians had perfected that process.
They could speak to the squirrels directly, so it was easier for them.
The ancient Tartarian thing fucking obscures the whole thing about Tartary and the fucking actual history. I hate that shit.
Yeah.
But it's fun. A lot of it's
Do you ever
fun.
see that movie, The Emperor's New Groove?
No. I know
like
of it.
A cartoon from it was like a cartoon from
02.
the 90s or something. But there was a guy in there that could talk to squirrels.
Talk to squirrels. Okay, I was like, "Where's the Tartarian link?" I thought that was like a South American.
Yeah, and it's just like another sign that they have to tell us the truth.
Okay, why do clouds float? Why do clouds float, guys? And they're back to the original question.
I'll just ask ChatGPT.
They don't have the particle, the weight, which is a downward force, does not overcome the drag, which is not. It's not an upward force. It's like a anti-downward force. Can you have negative? You can't have negative drag, right?
Ooh, that'd be sweet if you could.
I feel like it's got something to do with barometric pressure and
I think Superman has negative drag, and that's how he flies.
Okay, sorry.
It's it's a pretty divisive topic. The cloud thing.
Negative drag. So why clouds float is there just tiny air currents up in the sky at that certain area where the clouds have condensed, because below it, based on the dew point, they won't form. Well, actually, they can form at near sea level. It's called fog. And they don't go higher. They actually can't go much higher. They're called different types of cloud, but it depends on when the barometric pressure is and the temperature. And they float because those little droplets that are then condensed, they try to fall, but there's little air currents that are constantly moving these particles around, and they tend to clump together due to these currents, and they're not allowed to fall down to the ground until they get so heavy and so numerous that they finally it's almost like surface tension on a glass of water. You break that surface tension, then it all falls. That's kind of an analogy what happens with clouds. They get so heavy they can't support that weight anymore. Boom.
Who's in control of the air current, Zanich?
Because somebody's got to direct them in the current that's going to cause them to do the thing you directed them to do.
Harp is going to direct their
the cloud gods. They're little directors, little cloud directors with little sticks in their fingers, like a conductor, and they're like directing the clouds.
Who sets the dew point?
Do you think there's a good explanation of the globe model right there, Zanich? Come on.
Say that. Okay, say that.
Question, I gave you a silly answer.
I have a half legit question. Let's say there wasn't an air current to hold the cloud up, right? Like whoever was supposed to do it didn't do their job. Would the cloud just fall out of the sky?
It starts to just sink.
Are you saying that
no, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Suddenly, if the air currents just stopped, or they never was
they weren't there. They weren't there like they were supposed to be. The condensation happened. Would the cloud just fall down out of the sky?
Exactly.
They would immediately start to fall and immediately evaporate back into water vapor.
And you know that why?
Because that's how physics works.
Well, how do you know that would happen to that particulate cloud?
Put a droplet
What's the dew temperature of the cloud?
And see how long it lasts.
What's the dew temperature of the cloud you're talking about falling out of the sky?
The dew temperature? Dew temperature?
By the way, welcome back.
What's your temperature of your doo-doo?
Yeah,
well, all right. So you're claiming you're claiming it falls out of the sky for what reason? At what dew temperature?
It's not a dew temperature. There's a dew point where the water vapor will condense into water droplets.
Well, right. So what point is that? That it's going to fall out of the sky? That you're now claiming it's going to
depends
just
on the pressure.
fall.
The dew point
so which one is it?
A pressure and a temperature.
Barometric pressure and temperature combination.
Yeah, premature temperature. Okay, all right, good one, Zanich.
Who said that?
Temperature.
Humidity.
I said dew point and a pressure. Barometric pressure.
Barometric dew premature.
I didn't say that. You're saying that.
Lapse rate.
I was trying to incorporate all the things you're saying.
The dew point is at a certain temperature and pressure. See, you keep on talking.
Which one?
The answer.
But which one, Zanich?
Both
which
are
one
needed.
is it?
Both are needed.
Which
for
one?
Standard atmosphere for a standard day. A standard day, you're gonna have a dew point of around 38 to 40 degrees.
Well, here's the problem with globe, right? So he says, hold on,
You're not going to
Zanich.
learn anything if you keep on talking.
Zanich, do you believe there's a perfect day for Earth that you're going to be able to derive this temperature from? At this point,
he's just like LARPing as a flatty, so he can.
I know he is.
So he can bullshit.
He's saying like
you're talking.
But I do think he's making my job easier, which is like possibly trolling you. But I'm trying not to troll you too hard. But like he'll just fucking, he's just gonna overpower you.
Don't listen to Snacks. He's
I'll just lay
gaslighting.
back. I'll lay back. I'll let him
Don't listen
troll
to
you,
Snack.
but like,
Zanich,
I guess I gotta appreciate the fact that he's an equal opportunity troll. That he just doesn't give a fuck. He'll just like steal the mic so that he can like just prevent anybody else from talking. I guess I can respect that.
It was awesome that you caught yourself and said possibly.
He got you so far, Zanich. I swear to God. But like you're defining a temperature that the dew drops out of the air at that you could define. I don't know, some sort of magic happening at.
It seems like magic to most people that are ignorant of the physics, but that's okay.
Well, I mean, you can claim ignorance. You can claim everyone here is ignorant, but everybody here understands what you're about to say, right? So they don't disillusion the thing you're about to say as magic, right?
I'm going to say that's a weird statement in itself.
Well, that's what you're claiming. So maybe you could just instead of treating the people like infantile children and disillusioning them
like one, you get treated like you act. You attract which you exude, and you're attracting. You're a troll or idiot. I think you're more of a troll than an idiot, but I just my personal opinion.
He's a idiot.
Fantastical tritium words here from Zanich.
Yeah,
he's a troll idiot.
Zanich said, yeah,
he's a troll idiot.
There you go, Zanich. All right, agree with Zanich. Snack to the future. Zanich to the future.
Hold on. Growing up, like this is crazy. You don't even know what you're fucking with right here. This is high alchemy, and I know it better than you do.
If you guys are going to deal with Zanich, let him bury himself. Just talk shit.
Right, Rob? Something basic.
Why are you cutting me off, Zanich?
Rob, your mic's so low.
Stop cutting people off.
Hey, Rob's talking. Hey, Rob, hold on. Hey, Rob is talking. Hold on. Let Rob get a full fucking sentence out of here. Rob, go ahead, man.
He can't construct a sentence.
No, I know you because you can't listen long enough. Rob, I can hear you perfectly fine.
Construct a sentence.
No, hold on. Just let him go.
I have no problem with you guys going back and forth with Zanich because I actually like listening to the stupid shit that comes out of Zanich's mouth. But Zanich, you cannot cut people off when they are in mid sentence. That you keep ask that all the moderators just stop him when he does that because it really ruins the conversation. Thank you for letting me speak.
Thanks. Thank you for your
Thank
Zanich.
you for Rob.
Hold on, Rob. Next. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You almost get that whole sentence out. Then you almost did it. You almost completed it.
All right, fuck it. All right, fuck. I'm done. Go ahead, Zanich. You got this. This is the most competent glober. Hold on. As Zanich is the most competent glober in the room, let's let everyone address him.
Oh my god, that's funny. What was it? The tip? Do metric pressure?
No, you got it. You got no. Wait. You got it. Hold on. Take the dick and drink out of your mouth. Hold on. Go ahead. Hold on. Take a sip
Center.
first.
Everybody center yourself. Breathe.
Yep.
No, I was just laughing
All
at
right.
the term when someone made
You got
up.
it. No, you got it. You got it. You got it, bro. You got it.
Dew
we're talking
pressure.
about clouds falling out of the
Pressure?
sky.
Was it dew pressure or dew point? Dew temperature? No, dew pressure. You said dew pressure. Yeah, that's what you said.
In due time. We'll hear Zanich's explanation for this.
The clouds are tumbling out of the sky now. They're running out of wind power to keep them up, and we're going to get to explanation.
There'll be no more clouds once those fans stop blowing. The clouds will just fall to the ground. It'll rain everywhere, like time of Noah in the ark.
Snacks the future and Demon Stride doing a 3-on-1 jump rope with Zanich at the next meetup. The big jump rope. Zanich in the middle.
Now, there was
explaining
a question
there was no question.
Zanich's like, I was a double Dutch champion in
the temperature and the pressure. I said that's the dew point.
Double Dutch. That's what I was looking for. Double Dutch.
Okay, my question is this: so we said that the clouds weigh more than a swimming pool, that's a lot of water. I haven't done the math on it. So if a cloud fell out of the sky because there was no, the person wasn't running the fans, and the cloud fell on a person, could it kill him?
That's what happened in Tunguska.
If it rains hard enough, yeah, it does kill people. But no, it's the concentrated force. Remember, the swimming pool is only 20 feet, 30 feet long. And clouds are miles long, so there's a difference there.
And if you tried to actually pour a swimming pool worth of water from any elevation, it's going to diffuse and become tiny droplets by the time it hits the ground anyway. So
that's also true.
But if you freeze it into one giant ice cube and drop that from the sky, that'll kill it.
A huge hailstone.
Yes, one big
swimming pool. Yeah, that's going to kill you. And we can figure out how fast it can fall too.
I think if you dropped enough water, I mean, if you poured water slowly, that would make sense. But if you dropped enough water, I think you could crush somebody.
Now look at a waterfall. Look at Angel Falls. Like it doesn't even touch the ground. That's a whole river that disappears by the time it gets to the ground.
You ever poured a glass of water out of a? I used to always do. When I was a kid, I was fascinated with things that were falling. You throw shit off buildings all the time, couches, whatever. We threw everything. Rims. Apples, pears, watermelons.
Neighbor
kids, dogs, cats.
Stray cat, yeah.
So when you throw, you just pour a glass of water out like a 10-story, 20-story, 30-story building. I think where was I? Some building in New York that was really high, like 50 stories or something. It just dissipates into nothing, like water, just like rain. By the time it gets to the ground, it's just rain.
Well, I agree with that. What I'm saying is, okay, let's say 10 feet above the ground, and you have a swimming pool that you can like release all of it at once, and then you stand underneath it. Like I wouldn't do that.
Like Flashdance? Like Flashdance.
Wait, is that in a movie?
Like a pail of water, yeah. Like you get on the chair and you like throw your hair back. And
the chair, man. The best scene in movies.
You're so hot and you're on stage and you're just like, yeah.
You like one leg out, one leg bent, arched back.
I'll go watch that and see if that person died.
Perfect booty.
They didn't.
Pulling the chain.
It's like everybody does. Normal shit.
Yeah, that's what I do when I dance. I always sit in a chair and pull a chain and dump water on my head in the middle of a dance studio with a wood floor, so it has to be destroyed and refinished.
Put your leg warmers on and practice your ballet.
Perfect. I mean, all the water parks have that giant bucket in the kids area that tip over and dump thousands of gallons all at once.
That's true. No kids have died at that
yet.
Okay, I'm glad we solved the problem of why clouds float. What's the next? What else have you guys been talking about? You guys also
I don't know. Can we? What can we? We'd probably need something to have a hardcore argue about, because this is like, I miss bad for my rep. Even talking to you guys.
You have a rep? You have a rep?
Well, like my flat rep. This is bad for it.
You have a flat rep?
He's been cordial for like 2 hours, and
Yeah.
we're gonna start finding out and not take him seriously.
Let's do chemtrails then.
I mean, my rep's kind of already hurt, but it's like, this is not helping. Yeah, like
why do they do it?
Yeah, what?
Who are they
What
trying
was
to
the question?
kill? Chemtrails.
That's conspiracy theory.
That's a conspiracy fact.
It's a conspiracy fact and a conspiracy theory. It's both. What are they putting in there? You don't know. You don't know about what they're putting in anything. I don't know.
I mean, we know it's not good.
Well, like conspiracy theories to me, like definitionally, are like have to be something that you're like vaguely afraid of. There's got to be a vague fear, and then we can like plant some other thing there to explain it. And that's what the concept of. That's not actually what conspiracies are. That's different. That's real stuff. But like conspiracy theory, I think, is based on this kind of concept, because it just like it could just induce one, invent one, or just call anybody a conspiracy theorist for that kind of thing. But there's got to be a
like boring meta conversation though.
You got to be afraid of some shit.
We can all see the chemtrails. What else would it be if it wasn't chemicals? We see it shooting out of the airplanes.
Airplanes. Shit. I don't know. I don't really do anything up in that.
Those airplanes. You still guys still thinking that maybe these jet engines don't burn jet fuel because there's no way of sticking all that fuel inside those wings? Is that still a thing?
It's got to have like a lot of advantage from when they spin them up on the ground, like because it's already like through sort of a. It's got to have some atmospheric like mechanical advantage, I guess. Like so when that gets in the sky, it's like a lot more conservative with the fuel usage. That's what I would suggest. I mean, I think that they're just running a lot more lean, or they're capable of doing that. And there might be like a whole fucking labyrinth of crazy jet science and harmonics and shit like that that's going on too that I don't know about, and that maybe only a very few people know about.
Or maybe jet engines work like we think they do, because you can build little models with jet engines in them now. They have miniature turbine.
Every type of
they have miniature jet turbines that you make yourself, and they burn kerosene just like the big boys do, and they smell like them. And
they're little tiny ones, and and they don't really like experience the force kind of stress and all this stuff. So I just mean like there's something to like fine tuning the harmonics of a motor or engine that's very important, and I think it's like the kind of the art of making good equipment.
Fine tuning the harmonics? What do you mean?
Reducing like as you crank this shit up, it's gonna get like loud. It's gonna vibrate. You can be like, oh yeah, this is like vibrating. Like if you fly like a shit plane, you'd be like, man, you fucking hear the engines a lot, and it'll shake your drink almost, you know.
Well, a lot of it's propeller.
It takes fuel.
A lot of it's the propeller going through the air. It's going supersonic at the tips, close to it, making a lot of noise.
Rakia is trying to talk.
Can you hear Rakia?
I think you could hear.
You guys hear Rakia?
I hear something echoing in the background. What is that? Is that Rakia?
Yeah, let him get in.
I think he was like roboting.
FYI, that takes fuel to turn those turbines that fast, create the harmonics.
Yeah, I got in this one plane. It was so fucking loud, and I was like right on the wing, and I tried to whistle. There were certain notes I just couldn't even fucking make the note. It was like so weird. I was like, oh, that's like a cancellation that's going on there. You know, there's something vibratory that's going on that's like preventing me from making a whistle note. Like I can whistle other notes. I thought that was kind of fascinating. I don't think I've ever
Then there's
experienced
resonances.
something like that.
Then there's resonances, which makes it even louder because those are the same. The frequency of the natural frequency of the material, like a chair or a wing or a piece of metal or something, is equal to whatever's being generated by those engines. So that it'll exacerbate that noise, make it even worse.
Like
it's called a natural frequency.
I guess from like my musician stuff, like I noticed like playing a woodwind instrument, if I play like a really like a subtone, almost like barely the note, like if I'm actually playing the wrong note to a chord that's already resonating in the room, it kind of doesn't come through, you know. And I kind of use that as a gauge, sometimes like a jab if like I'm taking if I'm hitting the right note or something like that. And that's a little bit like what I experienced in the plane. I just figured like. Motors for optimization have to be like harmonically tuned, like stepper motors do, just for like CNC and shit like that, so that they have the least amount of jitter and the most amount of resolution. And I would assume like there's got to be harmonic implications in jet engine design just because of the acoustics.
Stepper motors that's an interesting one too. Yes, you can put harmonic dampers like inertial dampers on them. It'll change and absorb some of the oscillating energy and remove some of those harmonics. And without them, they'll just vibrate and can stall and not even step. It just stall out and not even do anything and have zero torque. So you put a damper on it, suddenly there's no harmonics on it, and it just has all the torque that the electromagnetism phase change can create in those motors. So yeah, you're right. That's why they use these harmonic dampers to get rid of the.
It's not just that. It's the input. It's the shaping of the input signal and
not the shaping. No, it's just turning on and off. You have just a linear.
It's not just
a square wave. Just a square wave.
It's not,
which rises as a sine wave actually because of the inductance of the winding. But you're just turning it on and off. But that frequency, that's stepping. You're trying to step each one individual like 100 steps per second, or 1,000 steps per second, or 10,000 steps per second. Every one of those is a frequency. That is a frequency. And if that frequency equals the natural frequency of the motor itself and the rotor and all the other components of it that are moving, you have a resonance where it'll have so much reverse energy or reverse torque that it'll just stall the thing. It won't even be able to function. It'll vibrate and stop because all the energy is going up into the vibration, into that resonance point. So they call it resonance points. They're like in music, they're harmonics. So if it has it at 200, it'll have it at 400, it'll have it at 800, and be a first harmonic, second harmonic, third harmonic, fourth harmonic, etc. So if you vibrate really bad at 200, you'll have everything in variations of 200, like a guitar or any other kind of musical instrument. So 2, 4,
my
6,
truck's
8.
My truck's tires are kind of like whack right now, so I get this really bad resonance at like 60 miles an hour. But I should take it out and try to get it up to 120 and see if I get it there too.
It'll be a second harmonic of that. Or you might see a fourth or eighth harmonic of that if you do.
Tire could explode.
Good.
CNC motors differ like a lot though.
When did you work at stepper motors?
When?
Where? What industry were you in?
New York. 3D printing.
So the printers had a stepping motor for like a daisy wheel or something, or for the carriage return.
It's an XYZ setup.
Oh, like a plotter, like a printer or plotter type of thing.
It's a Cartesian robot.
Yeah.
Got a little plastic fuser, delivery system. Yep. I guess whatever, they have different feedstocks today, that different plastics that they can use for that. Yeah, I just was that was like
right. That's the noise they made.
No, because they're not like really spinning up that fast, and they use like gears and belts. Where how this one was made. So I was really unfamiliar with a lot of that, and a lot of in the beginning of it, like there were no custom made parts. So like they're basically reusing like idlers and bearing sets for like that might have been in automobiles and stuff like that. Different types of gear profiles for that were made and kind of standardized. It's an open source project called RepRap, which stands for rapid replication. The idea of making like a biomimetic device that can make more of itself. So I thought it was all very cool, and I thought that the idea of just like CNC like spindle type things are, very very cool. But I was never able to afford that or like have the space to work on it. So like 3D printers are so small; they're like tabletop versions of the same kind of thing. So, but they follow a lot of the same designs, and you can in fact like build they're the same basically hardware wise, it's just like smaller. So control systems and the drivers for each type of motor, vary. For power delivery, if you're trying to like really have something with like a high amount of torque or holding torque or whatever that might be, you're gonna like need more powerful drivers. So these tiny motors like NEMA 17s, NEMA 15s, NEMA 23s or something like that might be like in a regular usage. But these are things like you might find in like household like plotters, scanners, and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
whatever.
they're on the old. In fact, all the old daisy wheel printers had a size NEMA 17 on their daisy wheel. That was very common. The larger printers have the NEMA 23 size on the carriage return and the paper feed.
Right.
And then of course any kind of CNC machines, they can have NEMA size 23s. These are all over it with the 34 size also for that XY and moving all the cutting elements and not
so if you have like a NEMA 15 and like let's say you're kind of overdriving it a little bit because you don't have like really high quality encoders or high quality drivers, it'll sound like hell. It just sounds like shit, dude. Like, and that's because it's not synced right. It's like you're not getting your steps in with the correct amperage to drive the motor in the right way. And so you can dial this stuff in. Sometimes it's just like if you have shit stuff to work together, it's just gonna only perform like that. If you're dealing with like we wound up using like some of the highest quality motors you get your hands on, and even those like they require, because you're ramping voltage and it's 3 axes, right? And a 4th axis that's actually driving the.
You're talking about a chopper drive. Talking like a chopper drive for the winding, because when you hit it with a real high voltage, like 120 volt chopper drive, but the current of the motor is only 1 amp, so that makes the current rise really fast in the winding and allows and as soon as it rises, the thing starts to move. If you had a very lower voltage, like a 24 volt or a 12 volt, then it wouldn't rise very fast, and you'll have a lot less torque, especially as it starts going faster, because you're not getting the current in there, and they're stepping it at. You could be stepping at the same frequency at the current needs to rise at, or the time it takes to rise for every pulse, and it won't allow it more than 5 or 10%, or even it'll just eat it. And the eddy currents will eat it alive, so it won't even have any torque. It'll stop. That's why stepping motors have a maximum speed, and you can see it almost looks like a torque curve of an engine where it falls off, or a horsepower curve of an engine. So you gotta look at that. So
there are all these like tunings basically, and that they are like specific to, I guess, the setup, like, and the motor, and like really high quality machinery already has that sort of built into it. And doing from like a DIY setup, it's there's no motor that itself like had that type of control system on it to be able to like basically do like the harmonics necessary to kind of keep it moving super fast.
Any pulse generator can do whatever ramp profile you want, and that is what you need to worry about. Your pulsing is just every step is related to a phase change. Once you change the phases,
the resolution step
You're talking microstepping?
Yeah, we're like 164. It's like 164th microstepping.
Okay, so microstepping is different. So it's a phase change proportionalization. So you're proportionalizing the phase currents between, and even though they're distinct pulses, it's like a sine wave that looks like a staircase up, staircase down, and the staircase size is the resolution. So you said 1/64th of a 1.8 degree step motor, or a 0.9 degree step motor, or a 0.72 degree step motor. That's what you're talking about.
Fine. So there are 3 axes or 4 axes, and they're all moving at the same time. So because of all these things, like these early machines used to be very, very loud. Just having them operate, and so this has been like improved upon, and now like there are companies that really have that shit dialed in to where they're almost like silent operating, and it's because they've like made it so that the 3D geometry of it is all executed at the same time in these ways that are engineered so that the frame of it doesn't resonate, and you know what I mean. So there's a lot of optimization.
That's why they microstep, so you get rid of that.
No, you're fucking wrong. You just should fucking listen to the person sometimes. Hey, Arwen, what's up? You some other person to talk to? What's going on? All right, I'll get out of here for a minute. I gotta make some coffee. Bye-bye.
That's why they invented microstepping, so they get rid of those vibrations on XYZ.
No, it's for resolution. In this, situation in
You want to go like a
3D
servo.
printing, the scale, it's like
Why don't you use servos then?
Because what are you fucking using a servo for?
Because there's no vibration in the servo.
Like you're not going to move a whole axis like a foot over.
Yes,
What's the
absolutely.
size servo? Like it's
Any
probably
size
more
you want,
expensive.
same as a
This is
stepping
about
motor.
making
A servo just means servo just means closed loop, and then you don't have teeth inside the rotor, so it's not a stepping motor; it's a servo motor. So you are the infinitely proportionalizing the current in the windings and using an encoder to make sure that every movement is basically controlled strictly electronically and not by the teeth and geometry of and magnetism of the motor itself.
I don't know.
Hey,
Pretty
you
much
know a
they're
lot
not
about it.
made
I'm
like that
impressed, Caleb.
now.
Go ahead, change subject.
Like they're not made that way now. You know, so
Yeah, they
maybe
are,
you could be maybe you're the greatest 3D printer maker in history.
No, I
If
make the motors that run the
you
3D
go ahead and
printers.
make
I
it.
made the motors that did that.
Oh yeah, did you teach the class on the people that made the motors?
I
too?
actually did. I have a paper.
I
I
figured you might
wrote a
have.
paper about it too,
You
about
wrote a paper.
microstepping and step motors.
Why wouldn't
I'm
you?
an author. I'm an authored, a published author on the topic. Yes.
That's fantastic.
You didn't know you're talking to someone who knows that business. I thought it's great
You
that you know about.
you still don't know what you're
Not very
talking
many
about
people
though.
know
As
about
far as like,
I'm impressed just by the fact that you know about it is good. Thank you.
you may be thinking about the application use of microstepping in possibly a way that was never what I was kind of talking about here. But it doesn't matter. Like you could put them on like non-microstepping. There's still gonna be like shitty motors are noisy, and high quality motors are a little.
What's a shitty motor? Give me an example of a shitty motor.
Like some totally Chinese shit you buy on eBay for like the
Yeah,
cheapest
there are
thing
some
you could
shitty ones out
possibly
there.
find, man. The cheapest piece of shit like NEMA 15 motor you can find, NEMA 14. Right.
Well, they're large. Usually, those are large step angles, and they're tin cans, and they're crappy bearings, and not alignment, no precision. I agree. I'm talking about the ones that are generally accepted used in industry that are using. Yeah, those are.
But even those like
Vexta or
they're
Toyo or
we used
any
like
of those.
Kaisan. I don't know if they're. I think that company actually was bought by another company, but they were the highest precision motors that we could get. They were were used by like the. They were the best
Vexta was
ones.
probably the
anybody
best that I never.
Okay, well, there might be like $500 per axis motors we could have gotten, but that was not going to be like
No,
anything.
these are in volume, like $60 to $100 a unit, depending on the type of motor it is. Because they can be really long. They could be 3-stack rotors and single stack, double stack. They could be 1.5 inches thick. They could be 2 inches thick. They could be long. They could be 4 inches long, like this long.
Anyway, like trying to start a 3D printer company was probably like the worst idea. It wasn't my idea.
There's so much competition. That's another problem.
There wasn't many distributors really in the United States that could like deliver you a hardware package like pre-spec'd out and everything like that. So I think that's what we were going for, but that quickly became what wasn't like it's not a desirable product, and it's expensive anyway to do it like that. Right now they can like fucking make you incredible stuff in China and send it here.
They copied a bunch. They were the best at taking, Superior electric motors from the U.S. or Vexta from Japan. They would take those motors and they'd copy them, and even use the same part numbering system and sell them back to the U.S. It was just such thievery. It was unbelievable.
Well, like all the CNC shit came from there, so and all the control boards and all the factories that made it were all cheaper to do it there. So if you were getting like printed circuit runs or anything like that, we ran through like 12 different companies to try and like limit the patent infringement that we were. I don't even know if that was necessary, to be honest with you, but yeah, man, it's like what a
Hisense still exists. They're in Ohio. Hisense Solutions. I think they're still making step motors.
That's cool. We just went with what our competitors were using. So, but I think the most impressive motor that we had was like a planetary gear stepper motor. Like had a sick amount of holding torque and it's just built like a beast. It was like a regular NEMA 17, but it had this like all this custom barrel on the front. It was fucking cool.
I got one better than that. You ever heard of a harmonic gear motor or harmonic gearbox? There would be 100-to-1 ratio, all done with this interlocking, like inter gear, outer gear ring type of thing. That's why they call it harmonic.
That uses like a sort of like an elliptical sort of transit inside of it. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yep.
And it was
harmonic. Yeah.
Talk about insane, 100-to-1 gear ratio. And then you microstep that, you're getting, millions of pulses per revolution type of resolution. I work with those with Applied Materials. Use those on their CVD and PVD systems for sputtering.
I've seen a couple like DIY guys that like have made their own like harmonic motors, and it's
I loved it. I loved it because it
crazy.
reminded me of these 4-wheel drives, and you put them in low, 4-wheel drive, and you can go through all 5 gears, and you can only be going like 3 or 4 miles an hour, right? Climbing a hill, it'll shift and not even be barely even moving. That's what these harmonic gear motors were like.
The cool. Insanity of like some of these mechanisms that like they work really slowly, but they deliver like supreme accuracy like at this one thing, or they're just able to deliver
That's when I got into lasers. I started mounting shaft-mounted lasers to see what the accuracy was and see what the hysteresis was. Like you go one direction and then you go the other direction, even with the microstepping, and then you wouldn't have there'd be like this offset going different directions because the magnetism wasn't symmetrical with respect to direction. So it had different character. The magnets themselves just had a characteristic of it that just was called hysteresis. Right. And it would not. So as long as you're going one direction, you're always preloaded. It was amazingly accurate. You could change directions, and all bets are off. And you had to have us way out encoders to kind of correct that error. Cool technology. I was back in the day, man. I did that for many, many years.
Wow.
Jeremy, you're roboting, but I think he was coming in to say.
I was just reading about history. I was just reading about hysteresis because I just dropped a G at my mechanic yesterday, which I realized.
A G? Why didn't you call me? I'd only charge you $500.
Gio, what's up? Did you say something, Gio? I didn't hear you.
No, you did. What would you jump a Gia on?
What's up? I thought Gio said something just now.
He said you dropped a G on something.
You're completely delayed and roboting.
Jeremy, leave and come back. I want to hear about your pain, your auto pain.
But I couldn't see the fucking world below us for sure, right? Just like such intense light. And then like below us, just like reflective clouds that just looked like you were traveling. You could have been traveling over a fucking ice sheet. You would, if you asked me if I was traveling to Antarctica, I'd be like, yeah, it's fucking Antarctica underneath us. I wouldn't have any idea. Just infinite amount of white shit forever. Very, very cold air up there because it fucking is. It's very cold and it freezes the fucking water. That's clouds. They basically become like a reflective plane that like is sort of like an eyelid on to the ground. So just like sky just closes its eye a little bit, and then shit gets progressively colder and darker.
Interesting. So do you remember what time of day it was?
8 o'clock p.m.
Huh. Yeah, 8 o'clock. In the summer or the winter?
I want to say it was Thursday, November. I can't remember the year exactly.
Oh.
I think I only traveled on Thursdays, so it was easier to know.
I would expect the sun would have gone down in November by 8 p.m. So that's weird. If it happened right after sunset, I could see that.
It would have actually. I'm telling you wrong. It was after my birthday, so yeah, I'm not going to tell you what time that was, but it was before November.
Oh, okay.
Sometime in October.
Yeah, anyway, even in October.
I thought that was like some neat shit, and yeah, I'm sure other people have like seen similar things. Also from planes, I've seen like a little. Well, I guess like I'm really into this concept that like ice is like super reflective. You know what I mean? So for certain things, like I've seen like just a little whisper fart of a fucking like an ice cloud get in front of the sun from a plane, right? It's just in front of the sun, and then I can see like it's cutting the shit out of the sunbeam to where I'm like, that must be what a crepuscular ray is going to look like from the ground. Like that's from the ground, that's what it's going to look like. I believe like that's what's going on. That creates these light effects, you know.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting. Apparently, you can actually like hurt your eyes just by looking at snow too long because like the UV light will like reflect off the snow into your eyes, and you'll get like too much UV.
Yeah, I didn't realize like because I was at the high desert too in New Mexico for a little while, like mountaining and stuff, and I was up at like 14. So I had never been at like living at like 14,000 feet. It's like really high. Like it took me like 2 weeks for my breathing to adjust. Like I was like wheezing every fucking where I went. Crazy. So I definitely believe in some kind of density gradient does exist of breathable shit, whatever that is, whatever you might call that.
Yeah, and I actually came up with an interesting idea for like, because a lot of flat earthers will say, well, space doesn't exist or whatever, and we need this, we need a container to hold the gas or whatever. But, obviously there's a pressure gradient in the atmosphere. And so technically, even according to globers, right, like the scientists, they'll even admit that space is not a perfect vacuum. It's just extremely low pressure. So, if we allow for the concept of a pressure gradient, well, we can just say, yeah, that pressure gradient just keeps decreasing and until it becomes like -17 to the or -10 to the 17 torr.
Are you from
Whatever.
like a cold climate?
No,
Is
I'm
it like a
from
cold in
Phoenix,
winter?
Arizona.
Oh, okay, all right. When I was out in New Mexico, like I noticed this funny thing, man. Like, yeah, like it was beautiful when it snowed. Don't get me wrong. It was just beautiful, but also sucked for the shoveling. The ice that was like on this one gutter, was so interesting to me because it was sliding off just a little bit at a time, and it like curled this ice to where I was like, there's no way that ice can curl itself, dude. Like ice breaks. Ice is brittle, man. Like it doesn't do that. Like I don't know if like that is merely like a high altitude ice thing or it's like some special fucking kind of water, but I've never seen it before, and I only think I could probably witness it at high altitude. Like things of that nature. I guess other things like because I just it's like completely different biome, right? Like the high desert, and I'm like really from like a New Jersey shore kind of situation. So like this is very very different. This is about as different as you can get to me.
Yeah, seen ice and snow very seldom in my life.
The moon is different. Sighting it, I think, at different places, different elevations, different humidity levels. Like East Coast is pretty like like there's a fair amount of moisture around. So like when the moon shows up in the very very beginning, it can be magnified like just it looks monstrous. It looks like a weird planet is about to crash into us. That's what it looks like. And then maybe 10 seconds later, it's adjusted to where it doesn't look quite as threatening, and then it just mellows out to where it's like normal size. But like you can get these kind of very intense sort of magnifications here over the water that I never ever saw that when I was in any high desert areas. Like the moon, like even on a super moon, it looked like a regular moon. So there must be something very powerful at play to be able to have that kind of swing really in terms of magnification. So I'm not sure what that tells me about what the moon really is, or if it's made cheese, but
yeah, I noticed the moon when it's close to the horizon appears larger, but apparently if you like take a picture of it at different times, it'll still be the same angular size. It's just like an optical illusion.
Yeah, you listed Science 101 in your son. No, you can't. Yeah, you listed Science 101 in your son. No, you can't take a picture of the moon like you see with your eyes. That's not a thing. Weird as that may sound. And, I understand your point, and it's like a lot of times like people will say like, oh, you're only comparing that to like a tree line, and that's why. But no. At certain times, it is fucking super big, and it is still in the sky. Like, it's not just on the rise for a while into that. Like, I guess during certain atmospheric conditions, it looks different. And I'm just saying it's because of the humidity, it's because of the water, it's because of the ocean front, it's because the light is kind of reaching me through this big amount of atmospheric lensing that's happening, causing like local magnification. And I'm going to see it in a certain way because I have a certain refractivity. My eyes are not made out of glass. Your eyes are not made out of glass, probably. Right? And there's nothing wrong with anybody that has eyes that are made out of glass, but it's like the refraction level is going to be different than your saltwater based eyeball, that cry regular tears. So for
That's
that
true.
reason, I would expect that maybe that's part of like why it doesn't translate correctly like onto camera. But I've never ever taken a picture of the moon that was like one for one, like, oh, that's just like how I see it. Now,
Right.
I'm not sure exactly. Like, I guess I could get into more where why that's weird and what is weird about moonlight essentially, and then maybe you'll hit me with the 101 of like moonlight's not cold, and then where do you stand on any of that kind of stuff, like as far as like the qualities of the light that we get?
Yeah,
I don't want to discredit you and say you're just, but you know, yeah, go for it.
I mean, I'm open-minded, but I tend to just defer to the standard globe explanation that, you know, the reason why moonlight is cold is because it has more airflow, and if it's in shade, then it's like, you know, it's like absorbing more of the radiant heat off the ground from like that was absorbed in the day or whatever. But you know, I could be wrong.
I think that's I think you're steel manning the globe position.
Yeah, I mean
I
that's
don't
it.
know if like
I've heard.
I don't know if like Flat Earth really has a position other than like it's more interesting than what you're saying.
I mean, because from my understanding, the light has energy. So like, there's no way you could have cold light. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it could be relatively
Right.
colder.
Right. How
but
could
as far as
light
having some-
take energy away? Right. That couldn't.
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
well, that it doesn't make sense, right? And yet I don't know if that's why the phenomena. I do believe in the phenomena, okay, because I've lived off grid for like over a year and a half, and I know like fucking the moon is fucking full as hell, and it's making me cold, and I'm just trying to go take a leak, and I just know that that's the case. It's maybe psychosomatic, but I just don't believe that, and so it's taken me a lot of brain cells to like wrap my brain cells around that. I'm not sure if I'm correct, but I believe it to be that there's a different phenomena at play, a different class phenomena, and the light is not actually cold, but it's acting as a conduit that is like, because light is a conductor, right? Let's say, like, certain things can occur because light happens, and if there's like no strong source of light, like starlight's not enough to do it, I guess. But where we have night, right? When we have night, we have a condensation of all the atmosphere. So all the atmosphere has got to like find its best like thermal and geometrical optimums, let's say, you know, within the mediums of what weather is, right? We got clouds, they're going to get cold. There's no sun, right? They're going to continue to get cold, but only to a certain point. And because they have to reach like some kind of, I don't know, point of condensation, but it is not going to be ultimate. And so it can't absorb all the thermal mass. It is only going to be able to absorb like what it can, given the conditions of the day. And the rest of it is going to be insulated out of that mass, right? So no other thermal changes are going to happen. Basically, the clouds are going to kind of stay the way they are for the most part after a certain temperature point, right? And how much does the temperature swing during the night anyway?
Not sure.
Is it a lot?
Yeah, quite a bit. I mean,
so
definitely colder.
All this shit has to do with what is it like? And it's like 2 years, 3 years since I like had to even talk about this, but it's like a adiabatic demagnetization of I just think the air, right? So like it's everything is stepping down. So like there's colder stuff above the clouds that you can see, you know, for sure. The higher you go, the colder it's going to go. So it gets, I don't even know how cold, right? Every other layer is like pushing down, trying to rob the next layer of some heat. You know what I mean? Until we get to a point where it's insulative and it reaches a balance, right?
Yeah.
I think that just happens. I think that it's just common idea. Jake, do you want to call me this? I think this is like eighth grade. It's probably your department. With the pinky out.
You know that my cat's breath smells like cat food.
Really?
Haven't figured it out yet. Working on it.
So I would guess say for some reason that yeah, it's effectively that like because moisture is present in shit, that it interfaces with this thermal step up that moonlight is a conduit of, I guess. And if that's not enough to get me trolled, I don't know what it is. Somebody, yeah, let's get him. Let's get him.
So I think one way we could kind of prove it is we could, like I've seen on YouTube people doing the experiment where they like use one of those temperature guns that like points, right? Just do that same thing, but also do it when it's like a half moon and a quarter moon and see if you get different results. Because in theory, if it's the moonlight that's doing it, it should be colder on a full moon and like half as cold on a half moon, etc.
Yep, that makes sense. It seems to not work that way, though. So I don't know if that's the case. Or I don't know if, like, that the luminance of the moon is per se, like... Don't they say, like, you can pick up... I guess neutrinos are so hard to pick. If we could only make better neutrino detectors, guys. Guys, can we make better neutrino detectors? I want to be in the neutrino club. I know it's only global planet and flyers think you're full of pseudo bullshit, you know what I mean? But I do want to get in the neutrino collection. If you guys can make a handheld one, I would love to fucking do this because it solves a lot of problems. I like neutrinos.
Wait, you just gave me an idea. Doesn't the sun send off neutrinos? Right?
Allegedly so, yes. And allegedly the moon does too.
So if we could detect neutrinos, and neutrinos typically pass through most objects, so we could prove like we could prove or disprove the globe model because the sun at night is on the other side of the Earth. So if we could somehow detect the neutrinos coming from where the sun would be, in terms of like stellarium, right? And there's more neutrinos coming from that direction, that would prove or disprove the globe model.
I'm not sure if that holds water, but I like where your head's at. I would definitely think that it should be possible to, like, if there was a new moon, is it throwing neutrinos out? Is it throwing neutrino shade out at us? Do we know that? I don't know.
No.
No?
No, I mean, yes, it would be, yeah, probably.
Is there a glober in the house? Somebody who's an expert on new moon neutrino emissions? Anybody? Just 5 seconds on Google, you could be an expert.
Because according to the globe model, right, it's reflecting the sun's light. So at the very minimum, it should. Well, I guess neutrinos probably don't reflect. So I don't know. Because neutrinos typically pass through objects, so I guess they wouldn't like have enough bouncing potential.
The thing is, like, they're everywhere, but they're not in excess much. So we need excess neutrino shit to actually be able to detect neutrinos.
Yeah.
I guess I don't like saying it as much as I thought I did.
Huh.
Got to always say them in plurals.
But yeah, I mean, like in theory, according to the globe model, there should be like a bright neutrino sun on the ground. Of course, we wouldn't be able to see it because we can't see neutrinos. But if we could detect neutrinos, we should see just like a circle the size of the sun of neutrinos, just like on the ground at night. You know?
That is totally whack. But I like that you said it. What's up? Good morning, Blob. Wild Bill.
It's 3 o'clock. What do you mean, good morning?
What's up? What'd I miss?
It's 3 in the afternoon, bud.
We were just discussing how we can detect the
time
sun.
zone down now.
What is a neutrino? Because it probably is fake.
It's like a hell of a good question. I thought you'd think it was fake, which means
It
there's
is.
a possibility it's not.
A neutrino is a particle
I'm
similar
right
to a
every time.
photon, but different.
Yeah,
We
it's
can't see it.
fake.
We can take it away. And it also passes through most objects.
It's like some things can emit neutrinos, they say, the sun, what have you. I don't think that there are particular elements that emit neutrinos. I think it's like I'm right, or am I wrong? Nobody knows about neutrinos. That's why I like talking about it. Nobody can really call me on it.
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure there's like some way to emit neutrinos if you like, you know, put some electron somewhere and do something with it. I don't know.
I need electrons to make it. No, I
Or
don't.
something.
But like, I just natively get to collect them off the sun.
Right.
What
Are
the
they
fuck they
related?
are, I don't really know.
Are they related to Imagitrons?
I think they're real. I don't know,
They're
man.
related to Cybertron.
I'm probably too programmed. Like, I think I used to like see like ads about neutrinos and shit, like on a Life book series, like every morning, like cartoons came on Saturday. Something like that happened. But
Isn't that
been
what's
like,
in live cereal? That's like one of the key ingredients to make it like healthier for you.
it's got neutrinos.
Live cereal. Did you just say that?
I think they're halfway between Imagitrons and Mytholotrons.
What's an alpha particle?
It's a spud.
I don't know about this particle business.
I don't know. Like, you ever? Well, Bill, I seen this video. I wouldn't have believed it myself, but they took a fucking aquarium, put some dry ice around it, and then they filled it with some sponges filled with isopropyl alcohol. You would think nothing's gonna happen, right? But guess what? Out of nowhere, some shit like disturbs the inside of it, like a ghost, you know? But they say like that's an alpha particle emission. Or, you know, some other thing. You just see like a wisp of something, like a little comet went through the thing. You're like, what is that? That's not like, you know, because it everything's frozen. So the only thing that causes the smoke inside of the fish tank, salt isopropyl alcohol, is just motion inside of it. So yeah, man, it's like,
Sorcery.
yeah, check out a cloud chamber and tell me, you know, where do I put the crucifix? Thing's haunted. A little demon energy. I don't know, like what is that? Like, the people have been studying this shit for a long time. They have ideas about it. They called it an alpha particle or whatever. But you could put like radioactive material, like a uranium sample or something like that in there, and it does like this disco shit. Like, it's emitting like wow wow wow, and you see it like all in the kind of the smoke that it makes. Some wild stuff. But I don't know. They don't capture neutrinos like this, but I mean, this is the world of like invisible energy spikes or whatever. What the hell is an alpha particle? I don't know. I don't know if that's a particle. You know, they're saying it just blips in and out.
It's like 1/80th of a rainbow.
Kind of like how a sneeze is like 1/3 of an orgasm.
That's so
Kinda.
not true though. But I've heard it said.
I think that's how you do telepathy with alpha particles. You have to emit them.
But it's because they're catching like it's a U.S. Signal Corps, and they got like radar dishes or something like that, and then they're pointing it at the moon, right? And then they're like picking up some fucking something. And
What
that's
is the hardest or
I'm sure this is not a good question, but go ahead.
How hard could a human emit a particle? What is the hardest particle you can emit? Or like
Projectile vomit, maybe?
When you guys are talking about the cold moonlight, we have like I found the video I was looking for when you guys are talking about the cold moonlight. We have like a spontaneous live recording made here where there was 3 different people in 3 different areas, all getting readings of cold moonlight, and you can check that out if you want. It seems like that's what most people get.
You're like a fucking librarian, dude. Fucking new perspective librarian and shit. Man, amazing. How did you find that? Crazy.
It's on my channel.
Amazing. Already there.
Where'd you post this?
It's in the live stream I put. If you are new here, we post things in live stream, one text above the room we're in, not the side chat.
Okay. Okay, cool. Thanks.
Seems like you're
Can-
new to the whole topic as well, Kiba, by the way. Are you new to the flat earth topic?
Well, I've been, kind of interested in it off and on since like 2018, but yeah, I mean, I'm not an expert.
Wait, you've been looking into flat earth since 2018?
Yeah.
Like, what have
Off
you
and on.
found so far? Like, what's the most compelling flat earth argument?
So I'm still a globe earther, but yeah, I mean the long distance observations are pretty interesting.
Have you ever noticed that water is always flat and level?
I'm curious, are there any flat earthers in here that believe in evolution, like in terms of macro evolution?
It would be me right here.
Let's see. Well, how do you connect those two?
Well, because God created the flat earth, and God also created processes for humans to exist here on earth.
Give him the mantis argument.
It could be a troll.
So, first there was the fish. Then the fish sprouted legs and became the menace. And the menace slowly evolved into the monkey. And that monkey
The
took
mantis?
DMT, and now we're here.
Like a praying mantis?
You're new here, aren't you?
Like a praying mantis, yeah.
Man is.
I never heard
that
they became a praying mantis.
You
That's
may be being
interesting.
trolled. Possibly you're being trolled.
Man is from praying to God. Man is.
Interesting.
Have you met Pete?
No.
Oh, because he does this wordplay bullshit too.
Oh, yeah, like
You're calling that
etymology and
bullshit. Well, how would you
He
like
got
me
his
to
real
connect
voice
dots
back.
then?
What happened?
How would you like me to connect these dots then?
Well, because here's my thoughts on evolution, right? I believe in evolution personally, but if you look at the skulls of hunter-gatherer humans prior to the invention of agriculture, they have perfect pearly white teeth. But yet, once we started eating bread, we started to get
go
tooth
on,
decay.
mate.
How do you
We got
know that? Where are you getting this from?
From archaeological dig sites and skeletons and stuff that they found.
From where?
Sugar.
So
From
you're
everywhere.
using fake science to promote real science. I mean, I like the end
Well,
goal
I mean,
here,
That
but
didn't make sense.
the
I
process
mean, you
doesn't
can look
make
up
much sense.
the pictures of the skulls and everything from various time periods.
The bread-eating skulls.
Cooked meat could also give that effect of misshapen skulls.
You think?
Well, so I'm just curious because
Well, I know
why would
so.
God create us with teeth that work perfectly for meat and vegetation, but not for carbohydrates?
Some people got vampire fangs.
What vegetation?
Well, like hunter-gatherers, right? They would eat meat, they'd eat berries, they'd eat whatever random edibles that they find in the forest.
Berries are high carb. What do you mean?
Well, that's fructose. That's fructose.
Mhm.
That's not the same type of carbohydrate from
You
wheat.
sure about that?
Potatoes.
Sure about it?
I mean, so the thing is like,
Want to bet $5,000?
the bacteria that eats fructose doesn't cause tooth decay, but the bacteria that eats, like wheat sugar, does cause tooth decay.
I think you're making stuff up.
Pretty sure.
I thought you were the one that made stuff up.
Don't the Inuits and the people from the Arctic region who live on seal meat and fish and all kinds of things like that? Don't they have really really good dental development?
Yeah,
that might be one of the few things they got going for them.
Yeah, right.
I think they suffer all kinds of crazy malnutrition.
Yeah,
Being
quite,
seals
yeah.
all the damn time.
Yeah, right. And insanity, I should imagine.
Really, like the endless wind sweeping across the nose. I get to get into my ice house with my family. It's sick. That's awesome. I love this.
Getting your
Great.
igloo
If
in
you
it.
want the bloody dental structure of a Chinese man, then go ahead and eat fish.
Yeah, if it's a conversation about teeth as an Englishman, I think I ought to sit out.
It's a tough one.
You know, we'd be eating bread and we'd be getting tooth decay and like suffering. We had like, oh, my tooth hurts. I had to rip it out. Like that would have sucked to live before modern dentistry. And yet, why would God put people through like 6,000 years of suffering and like not just give them proper?
All right, mate. Why would God make people monkeys then? If you're going to go that far, like, what's even the point of your question in here?
Well,
Are you Christian?
Oh boy, I'm gonna make some food, I guess.
Perhaps perhaps God doesn't care.
Are you
Maybe
Christian?
I am.
And you're sitting here saying that God does not care.
Well, it doesn't seem like he does it?
So you believe
Bro,
in a
this
God that
cat is
doesn't
wearing
care?
a mask. Look at this cat. He's wearing a mask of a cat. Do you understand, Kiba?
No.
He's not really the cat that you think he's a different cat than that.
I'm a dog.
Do you understand?
I'm a dog.
He's a dog pretending to be a cat. And how are you going to have a conversation straight up with somebody pretending to be a different animal?
Dogs love cheeseburgers.
I mean, I like cat girls, if that counts.
He sounds like he could be.
It's not bad. At least I'm not a dinosaur girl.
Yes, at least you've got that going for you. But I don't have a mask.
At least I'm not a dinosaur hoverboard girl.
I know. So you're hurting my feelings. I gotta go.
Back to the
So,
past. Go back
if
to the
God is
past with
real-
your dinosaur.
If God is real, why didn't he create girls with cat ears and a cat tail?
He did. They've just gone extinct.
Because he doesn't exist just to fill out your lustful fantasies, you heathen scum.
Oh, dude, that was fucking shots fired.
Surprisingly, God didn't want us to fuck dogs and cats. Sorry. Guess we'll have to make do with humans.
Terrific.
Terrific, mate.
I mean, Muslims would disagree.
Well,
Some of them.
Muslims also don't believe in God, so
Why don't people have better ear setups, dude?
What do you mean?
Is it even that good? Like think about cats and dogs, man. They hear your neighbors fucking around, dude.
That's true.
cats and dogs. Love them.
Got kind of shitty ears that way. Can't move on their own.
Yeah, and our sense of smell is really weak compared to them as well.
Apparently, the only thing that we're better at smelling. I'm going to rephrase this whole sentence. Better at smelling moisture in the air than dogs are. We're better at recognizing that smell.
Oh, wow. I'm pretty good at smelling moisture.
I was in the desert for a while, and I could smell a sea breeze coming from 30 miles away. I was like, smell that, it's the ocean. Just
I
like, no,
can
there's no way you're
smell a
smelling the ocean.
horny gale from a mile away.
I fucking believe it, man.
I can smell the moisture.
Yeah, I was ultra sensitive because it was just being in the desert. It was so dry. I could smell a chlorine pool from a block away. I was like, man, do you smell that pool? They'd be like, you're crazy. You're actually insane, dude.
Here in Britain, we don't put chlorine in our pools. We just don't piss in them like you dirty Americans.
You're giving yourself away. You don't pool.
Yes, we do. I've got a pool in my back garden.
Yeah, it should be a crime to pee in a pool.
Yeah. You're pissing all over everybody.
Because the pee actually interacts with the chlorine and creates that smelly pool smell. But if you go to a pool that doesn't have anybody pissing in it, it actually has no smell.
Hey, Gio. Gio, are you there? He's bloody
Yeah, he's
splashing
usually
around in
queuing
his
into like
kiddie
these,
pool.
like the piss pool conversations. It's like pretty into that topic. So I'm surprised he's not listening intently about this.
Isn't that kind of crazy to think? Like every time you've gone swimming, you've been like swimming in other people's piss.
And then when you accidentally, and then when you go underwater, someone else's piss is going up in your nostrils, inside of your head.
Wow. I mean, if it was only attractive women that were swimming in there, I'd be okay with that.
You've got kids' piss in your head.
Wow.
That's cool. You know you're getting trolled, Kiba. I gotta go, but this has all been
Am I?
happening this whole time, bro. Like I've warned you and warned you several times.
I assumed this was all like a legitimate conversation.
Yeah,
Oh,
listen
that's-
to the Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Unless maybe you're trolling him back now. I'm not really sure, but I'm definitely. Yeah, I did what I could. I gotta go. Bye.
See you, snakes.
Engage with this troll.
As I once described him, he swallowed the Bible and a thesaurus and thinks he swallowed an encyclopedia instead.
Well, the way I'm inclined is that I'm sure that if we went back and sort of listened to what he was saying and sort of broke down all the terminologies, you'd probably you'd probably find that it's relatively accurate and communicates. But half the time when he talks, I can't understand it, like on the fly.
He's
I've
just
got,
far too
a pretty decent
intelligent.
education.
Do you
And I
think-
think a lot of other people have a lot of trouble sort of really listening in on. So if the primary purpose of communication and even sort of setting vibrations forward into the world is to communicate, he's not doing it very well, or at least he's not. The audience
He
here needs a
does.
lower brow than this super high-end brow that he's
Right.
probably trying to
There
achieve.
you go.
But if he continuously digresses on your encapsulatationist inflintitudes, then you're not going to understand what he's saying for a reason, aren't you? I think
the
a lot of
problem
it
is that
Yeah.
he's got a 180 IQ, and we're all just flat earthers. So
is.
it
He's a
doesn't really
luminary.
match up.
He's a luminary.
Who encourages Wish to come here? This is horrible. What's up, Pazza?
I think he just studied logic and philosophy and all those other subjects that go with a very high vocabulary. I think that's what
Makes
he
sense, yeah.
majors in.
Now,
He's a
Riksky, I
clever
don't
lad.
like your underhanded comment, by the way. I've never said anything rude to you, so. Well,
But
thank
don't
you.
forget, all the concepts and notions of the world he espouses are very old.
That's fine.
Yeah,
I
well,
don't have
maybe part
anything
of it
wrong
I
is
with
mean,
he
Riksky,
could
if you'd like
actually
to
be
start arguing, we could do that, but I thought we were having a swell
he
conversation.
could actually have some components of an old soul.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yes.
I just feel kind of blindsided
Who
by
believes
Riksky
in old
here.
souls anyway?
Fucking
There's no
Riksky.
way
heard that
that
you can
anyone
tell,
talks like that, Wish. It's like you watch some sort of skit from England somewhere, like, I don't know, Faulty Towers or something, and you
I'm
just
not even doing
the
an
wind changed and
English accent. This
I don't
is
even
my
know what kind
New
of
Zealand
Um,
accent. Thank you.
What was I talking about? Yeah, I heard
Sorry,
you can
Span.
tell an old soul just by looking at their face. You can tell like people that have long earlobes, like a Buddha. They apparently that's a good giveaway for someone who's an old soul.
My father has the longest
Been around the block.
earlobes, and he's a very jaded man, so
Well, it
bless
could be
him.
to do
But
with
he's
his diet, right?
Well, that means you come
he's
from
had him his
good
whole life.
scene.
Apparently, he was born in China, and he was always considered to be like like lucky Buddha's got the big earlobes. It's considered to be lucky.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe he dodged some stuff, and his life might have been way worse. But I mean,
your
he's
ears.
all right.
You know,
Like he's a
in
nice fella,
China,
but
in China,
he ain't
But you-
happy,
in
man.
China, if you go to those temples, you can notice that those Buddhas, they have like a whole row of them. They're not all the same. They have different characteristics, and especially the one laughing with the long earlobes, he's called the laughing Buddha, and his IQ level wouldn't be that high, but he'd probably still have a high EQ.
Hey, Riksky.
That's interesting. Yeah, my bad. Because my dad's he's a pretty grumpy man, but he's got the long earlobes. What's up?
I've actually heard that long earlobes is a side effect from long COVID. So your dad might need a checkup.
He must have been having COVID for a very long time. Interestingly enough, he was born in China. I think.
I think you'll find your ears continuously grow as you get older, don't they? Like your nose.
Yeah,
The cartilage.
whole face changes.
Yeah.
And your knob.
That's not true, actually. The knob's not true.
Blasted.
And if it does,
I don't know. I'm not 80.
If it does, it won't notice it. You won't notice it against the backdrop of ever increasingly pendulous testes.
Well, testes are too big to notice a
Why was
dick
your
change.
dad born in China, dude?
Yeah, grandfather escaped the Russian Revolution.
Oh, okay, so you're
And
Russian.
then he had to escape the Chinese Revolution. He just ran from one place to the next, and they just kept on revolting.
Damn. So you're actually a Russian Australian.
Indeed. Although mum's Kiwi, so dad's Russian.
Oh, hence the ski.
Yes, the SKY at the end of my name is
There you go.
Oh, you're Jewish?
Yeah, Riksky.
Not that I'm aware of.
Maybe that's why I'm so naughty in this life, because last life, apparently, according to a Chinese fortune teller, when I used to live in China, they said I was a monk in my past life. Chinese monk. So I'm making that.
Well, I'll tell you what, though, I found out something really interesting. I just came across the Facebook feed as far as Jewishness is concerned. And it was interesting because it was like, it's just a little bit north of where my father was born, which was in Harbin in China, which is the sort of northern provinces. And there is they don't call it, is it a state or a province, I suppose? It's like this Jewish, it's a Jewish sector of Russia. It's right above Harbin. It's on the border of China and Russia, and their flag is the rainbow flag. I'll go look up what the name of it was. I've forgotten at the moment, but it's basically like this Jewish state province that's just above China, and their flag is a rainbow flag. But that's the official state province. I'll go find it. It's crazy.
Yeah, they do the ice castles up there, don't they? The ice sculptures in Harbin.
Yeah.
Like,
that would have been sick to go do.
I normally when I go to China, I go close to there, and I live not far from. I've got a house in a place called Fushun, which is near to Shenyang, and yeah, they're very nice. They're very nice people. I think they're the friendliest people of all the people from Harbin.
Bro, you got a holiday house in China? Really? That's so strange.
No, I've got not a holiday house. Not a holiday. I've got a holiday house in New Zealand. My home is China.
Where are you at the moment?
I'm in Auckland, New Zealand right now, but normally I live in China, in Fushun City.
So you plan on going to live in China?
Yeah, that's where I live. Yeah.
Ni hao.
I'm just here working. You can talk Chinese.
Yeah, right, mate. Okay, sure.
I thought they couldn't get on Discord in China.
Nah, they can get through, mate.
You have a firewall.
I heard
you can
their computers
go
shut off when you say Tiananmen Square.
VPN.
No, I went over there. I was hanging out with the Chinese students because it was part of a university sort of tour, and they're all on Instagram. They use firewalls to pop through, so you know they have their means and modality. It doesn't mean that they're not tracked. I suspect that there's a sort of like they say that you shouldn't use VPNs, but for whatever reason you still can. So I suspect that they just sort of
I don't.
you know they say don't do
I
it,
just go
but
roaming.
many people do.
Roaming.
What's
When
roaming?
I'm roaming on my New Zealand SIM card, I can just use the internet like I normally do. On roaming,
What?
just get special rates.
Okay.
I go on YouTube, everything when I'm in China, and the Chinese like, wow, what's that?
Hey,
Like,
So is it
big
because
secret.
your SIM card comes from outside of China? Maybe it's not like sort of maybe the SIM cards themselves have a certain sort of permission.
Hey, Riksky.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Huh.
So, what's your goal in life?
I don't know, man. Live free and be happy or some shit. I don't know. Like I'm not really in that state of mind philosophically to be answering those sort of deeper questions, and it always seems to change anyway. So,
You don't have any generic goals for your life that you'd want to see be achieved before you go?
no, I don't think so.
Have you got a son?
No.
A girl? Have you got a girlfriend?
No.
I think
Dude,
those
what's with
would
your
be.
questions? Like, sorry, man. Like, usually people get invited in just like ask personal questions. This is an open forum. I get that. You're more than welcome to ask, but it's
tell you
generally
right now.
dissuaded to sort of start prying into people's personal
No,
lives, right?
mate, no, that's not what's happening. I do not have a wife myself, nor a child, so it's just not some sort of picking at you. It's just simple questions. I think, mate, you'd do swell with a wife and child.
Thanks, mate.
I think you'd be a great father.
My wife's name is Andrea Palmer. Andrea
My wife's
Palmer.
name's Julie.
She's my hand.
That's swell.
Gross.
I
My wife's name is
Trying to get-
Beasicles.
try to get a few wives.
Sometimes my wife's sister joins in the action.
That sounds like fun.
Tisha. Yeah, a couple wives. Mormon. I don't know.
That's my other.
Truth. Only protecting, seeking, I don't know, representing true shit. Justice.
It's like
Keep watching them though. I mean, even if they're whatever, controlled or agents, they got an archetype that they're playing out.
Who's more based, Nick or Owen Benjamin?
Oh my fucking god, it's gotta be
Yeah,
Nick.
they're both kinda
Owen
retarded.
Benjamin is a fucking retard. This guy just wants to make a community where there's a bunch of fat, hairy gay guys around. What? Oh, meet me in the fucking woods in my log cabin community with your lumberjack shit unbuttoned. Don't mind me.
I don't know, Blob. If anyone's looking at that Charlie Kirk footage and they think this is like an absolute, someone definitely died that day. Like that footage is there's something so fishy about that footage.
You know, you
So
probably
if he can't see that,
you probably think that's silly bullshit because you're standing upside down with your head, with the blood going straight to your fucking head. Upside down, Australia. That's why I think that
so I
blasted
think
shit.
because I got the blood going to the head, I must be thinking better than if it's going down to below my waist.
I'm saying you're thinking
better.
worse because your head's full of blood. You're getting a
Okay.
red face. It was a globe joke, mate. Christ.
I'm sure someone giggled.
It was me. Anyways, I was there at the Charlie Kirk thing. You're fucking crazy. Okay?
Did you scream
He
and
actually got shot. I didn't scream, but I was like, my stomach sank. I kind of got pins and needles on my
You're claiming
hands.
that you were at the Charlie Kirk
I was
event.
there. Yes, I was there.
Well, everybody
hanging out with all the other operatives. That's
everybody-
interesting.
I was in the back. I saw the fucking old man get pulled. I saw Charlie get shot.
A
and die.
bloodbath.
You live in Utah?
How
I
much
don't
blood
live
did
in
you see?
Utah, but I was there. I was
Why would you
passing
just
through, and I
live
figured
in
I'd
Utah?
stop.
Kirk.
I live in Nevada. I was just doing a trip for my parents.
How
Your
much
parents
blood
live in
did you
Utah?
see?
I was in the back, the far back, but I saw a lot. Like, it was, as soon as he got shot, it was just red. I could just see his entire neck was red from back there.
That's
His
called
entire neck wasn't red. Congratulations,
Just
you're already
saying from
failing.
my view. Obviously, I saw the fucking video too, dumbass. From what I saw in the back,
Sounds to
his
me like
entire
you're
neck was red.
revising your memory based on what you saw in a video.
Are you dumb?
Did you see the shooter up on the roof?
No, I wasn't even looking for something like that.
I would have been.
Big crack, and I saw Charlie like shake and flop over. But I was
You know
sitting
that-
back. I wasn't even at the angle that the video was recorded from. I was like, if Charlie's looking straight into the crowd, I was there, straight directly in front of him, in the very back.
You know that
So I didn't even have the same angle as the fucking footage, Riksky. Just saying.
we only
I
have
saw his
one,
entire neck was red.
but you didn't see any
That's all I
hosing
need.
or squirting.
Hosing?
Also, yeah, I mean, you hit in the neck, you get some projecting, and also you're not supposed to hear the gunshot before
I
he
didn't.
gets hit. Did he get hit before the sound?
Bro, I don't fucking remember that.
That depends on where. Okay, yeah, exactly. Well, they got magic tricks, man. You know, but I'm not
Yeah,
saying
but not in
you know.
front of my face.
Yeah, but everybody
and
thought
everyone else there.
Right, so everyone's in like a group think, like it worked. Maybe there's a couple people in
Yeah,
the
it
crowd.
totally worked. No, it
No.
worked on you. You're literally convincing yourself of shit that isn't fucking real because for some
No, no,
reason
no.
people want to go all in or not in at all. Why can't you just be on the fence about certain things or half step instead of be like, nope, shit's rigged. Everything's fucking rigged. Jews. Jews killed him.
So, Wish, have you heard of augmented reality? Are you familiar with the
Yeah, I
concept?
have, but they're not doing
Cool.
fucking Charlie Kirk assassination.
Well, I mean, so it just means like what you
outside.
saw and what's in the video, like don't necessarily need to be exactly the same. And with the nature of the technology of the augmented reality, they can just impose certain sort of aspects. I mean, you may have seen Charlie Kirk. You know, you've heard a shot go off. You've
I
seen him
saw
fall
get
back in
shot
the
and
chair.
die. Yeah.
You didn't see
Not
him
fall
die.
back in the chair. He fell out of the chair, like onto
When
his side.
when did you see him die? What does that mean to see you
Yeah,
saw that
really
person
getting
die?
When they end their life, when their life ends. Hello.
Okay. Well, I mean, presumably his brain would have still been ticking for another minute or 30 seconds while he was on the ground. So
Okay, and I was there for 30 seconds to a minute after.
no one saw him. Like no one saw his face after the moment that he was shot.
I watched the moment he died. Yeah.
Actually, he
No
would have been
one
alive.
saw-
at least
You saw
like 10
some. You
minutes.
saw some legs. You saw
Actually?
some legs hanging out when they were carrying. No blood. Curiously, you see some legs hanging out. You never saw the gentleman's face after
Dude,
he was
this is
shot, from
how
that very moment
nuts
forward.
you are. This is literally, I wasn't even. We were having a good conversation up until this point. Like you're the one trolling now.
Well, hey, I'm just
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't believe for 1 second this guy was at the fucking scene of the crime.
I
No
don't
way.
care what you believe.
okay. Well, you could convince, but we're good.
What are the odds of that? Like,
I can
there's like what,
convince.
200 people
Oh, we did this before. It's cool, man. I mean, like you don't know.
I already had the conversation with Witsit and everybody, like literally everybody when they were in here. Not a single person fucking denied or tried to push back on me being there. Why? Because I was fucking there. Everybody knows that I'm around Utah. I live in Nevada.
Do you have any pictures of being there?
Do I have any pictures? Yeah, the first thing, I'm insane. The first thing that happened, like when somebody gets shot in front of me, is I'm like, oh shit. Let me take a picture.
When this guy gets angry, he sounds like you. Why does he sound like you when you get angry?
Here's the deal.
He drops the accent.
I'm passionate about truth.
He drops the accent,
okay?
starts sounding like Blob.
And if you're going to tell me what I saw with my own fucking eyes isn't real, then you're just a liar and you're a grifter.
I'm not trying to say what you saw with your eyes,
You can't
man.
just accept that
Or
there's
your
a
lies.
real event that happens in real life.
No, I certainly would not. I would not just
real
boldfacely
events don't happen. Everything is a conspiracy. You heard it first.
So there's auto hoaxes, right? That's
then there's
the sort of
auto
complex I fall into.
conspiracy
And there's auto authenticators, right? And that's you. You're an auto authenticator, yeah?
Well, you're a bloody retard.
As
Because
long
I
as you
know
know
that
there's an
9/11
antithesis to the problem.
I know that 9/11 was faked. I know that COVID is bullshit and I don't need to take a vaccine. I know the earth isn't a ball.
What's a
But I
conspiracy?
also know that when I see somebody get shot in front of my face, it's not a fucking hologram.
Mate, you're suspicious that you were even there, if you ask me. And then you're coming into these forums and trying to,
I've
browbeat
been here
us.
forever.
I was
I've
there.
literally
I
been
was
here
there.
in the server forever. Dumbass.
Why were you going to Charlie Kirk's event, out of curiosity?
Because he's kind of dope. And
You're
other
a big
than
fan,
the
hey?
Israel shit,
Are you Christian?
yes, I am. That's
He was
literally
good.
probably the only reason why I was a fan of Charlie Kirk. Now that I think about it, but everything he said was kind of right, and it was just funny to actually watch him destroy these fucking blue-haired retards. But unlucky day.
Watch Andrew Callahan, Channel 5, interview the guy asking questions about trans shootings and gang violence, whatever.
You lagged what you said. I got the idea, but I didn't get most of the word there.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, the guy asking him the questions gets interviewed. And his brother was in a school shooting. And he says a few things like, I knew right away it was a nation and I wasn't in danger. I don't know if you can hear me, but it's all right.
I can hear you. What I heard was rather interesting about that guy. He went on a podcast shortly after. He was the fella asking the questions about trans violence or something. Just as Charlie Kirk is getting shot, he went on a podcast, and apparently, his demeanor, the way that he was he was just sort of talking about his own thing, and he never really sort of spoke about the event all that much. It seemed like this guy was just really self-obsessed or something, and so glad to just be in the spotlight.
I guess he was allegedly practicing the questions and his little routine of how he was going to scream and shake his hands by his head and dive on the ground. That
I don't
sounds
even
like
know what you guys are talking about right now.
Yeah, well,
you were there. You should know everything we're talking about.
I was going to ask,
Right, but I don't. The guy asking questions, that's pretty vague. I don't know what you mean by that.
one specifically. Hey, trans violent. Yeah, well, a lot more than there should be. Okay, what about mass shootings? He's like, with or without gang violence?
Okay, yeah,
Those
I get
are-
it. Yes, I get it.
Which seemed a little weird, bro. I'm like, I hope this is not weird. I watched the video unintentionally.
Yeah, the
kind
timing
of.
was fucked, but I mean, I literally saw it.
I know. I'm just saying, seeing something that should.
Sneeko in the future.
You said what?
Go ahead.
They're
Oh,
gonna do the same thing to Sneeko.
I thought you said I hope.
Yo, it looks like Rusted Soul's gonna be on MC Toon's show tonight to talk about Witsit.
Great, another schizo insane freak.
It's kind of hot.
Yeah.
Yep.
Probably the hottest flat earther. I don't know. But I can't say that. But
This is the end game for the Gleason map, is turning on your own, it seems.
it was never. It's a projection off of one time everywhere, so it never was going to be a map. I don't know about time zones and how retarded that gets in the South.
It's the map. If there's Antarctica containing all the oceans around the world, that's the map.
Right, but we got Taurus. Mobius strip, you're always on top. You're always on one side.
Wait, Blob, why does he sound so much like you? It's so funny when he dropped the accent.
You think he sounds like me?
Yeah, like that comedian that we what's his name again?
Theo Vaughn.
Yeah,
No,
different, but
Norm Macdonald. That's the one. You guys all sound like a little bit like Norm.
oh, geez. Yeah, he went out kind of trippy, but I got to watch his
Is that
last
all?
show.
Oh, Norm Macdonald. Nah, he's pretty cool. These guys started talking about him a lot, so I went back and listened to a lot of his stuff. I like it. Very subtle though.
Yeah, he was based.
Genteel comedy.
I don't know, Blob. Yeah, it sucks if you don't want to sound like Wish, but you have different tone for sure.
Oh, you're definitely discernibly different. I just thought it was like he's got this weird accent that he's putting on, sounding like a British person or something. And then when he started getting angry, he had to drop the accent. That's hilarious.
He's British.
He is British.
I think so.
All right, next time we'll
Dude,
just have him break down the whole itinerary of the day. Whole day. What happened? What'd you have for breakfast? When did you arrive at the campus?
For the Charlie Kirk thing.
Yeah,
He's not British, dude.
I don't know what.
All I know is like he's a very peculiar gentleman, that Wish fella. He just asks questions out in the middle of nowhere.
Who is MXXXD?
Ugh.
Norm Macdonald's back.
What, the Make-A-Wish fella?
I think Blob sounds like Norm. Well, Blob's funny like Norm Macdonald. I don't know if he sounds like him that much though.
I think you're just thinking that because his profile picture used to be Norm Macdonald.
I'm not that funny.
That's right. That was a long time ago for me. In snack ears. Yeah, I think I drink too much coffee, Jeremy. So what? It can't hurt me. Coffee can't hurt you. It's one of the things that can't. Literally.
Blob's going to tell you otherwise.
One
Like, you'd be
drop
better off
is
like
too much.
eating something else.
Oh lordy, there's no one start a live stream on time.
I don't think anybody in this entire VC drinks as much coffee as I do.
Do you ever use coffee enemas?
I've never done it myself. I know people who have.
Should try it.
Any good is it?
Just take like a funnel and pour it up your butt.
Yeah, it doesn't taste the same though.
Can you do it with decaf?
You could.
Yeah. Straight hot espresso up the butt. That's what they say.
Hot espresso up the butt. I tried it once. The barista was furious.
End scene. Okay, that was good, guys. Nice. I think it's just because I put a lot of coffee in my coffee too. I think that's also maybe it. I think inflation adjusted, I'm drinking like 4 pots of coffee in a day or something, but in way less cups.
Oh, I can't do that. I've got to stop drinking coffee about 10 a.m. Otherwise, I'm in trouble later on.
Yeah, it's 9 p.m., so that's normal. I'm like immune to it, I think. I basically, I'm either on or off. Something like that.
Yeah, I don't like coffee.
Yeah, it tastes like shit.
Oh.
Snacks, do the Freemasons drink coffee? Actually, I should ask Cyrus. Hey, Cyrus, do you drink coffee?
Cyrus is here.
We are Masons, bro. Hold on, let me get some headphones. 'Cause that's a tough question to answer. Masons drink the worst coffee on earth. I personally do drink coffee, yes. But yeah, if you go to a lodge, expect the shittiest coffee probably ever. It's been sitting there for years.
Interesting.
Wait, you're actually
Best
a Freemason?
motivation up.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
So you're like trying to infiltrate the Illuminati or something?
Infiltrate? What are you going to gain from that?
Like power, money, wealth, women.
Various lotion.
There's none of that over there, bro. You can go check it out for yourself.
Well, then why go? What's the point?
Okay, check it out. To see what it is. Otherwise, don't go.
You don't get any power or
They
women
don't
out
even.
of it.
They don't even have a list, dude. These guys are like, I don't know. It's the most unorganized shit I've ever seen.
That's what you think.
Did you get a list yet? Did you get a list yet?
I gotta give a fuck. I don't-
Which degree are you up to so far?
$44.
All right, this should be a little bit better now. Got some headphones on. Cool. No, we don't have a list, Jeremy. No list yet, bro.
They really give you like every degree you get another little notch on your belt or whatever.
On your
Or is
belt?
it
No.
just the big three.
No,
I
there's-
guess they don't use a belt.
No. Yeah, there's only 3 degrees in masonry, man.
I thought
You
there was
know?
Bro,
other
if you're
degrees.
eating cereal right now, bro, just take 5, bro. I don't want to listen to that.
Well, there's like Scottish Rite, York
What?
Rite, stuff like that.
No cereal eating online.
Right. I've got no idea who's eating cereal.
Just saying, if there is cereal being eaten, we will find out and we will eliminate you. Die slow will.
Super cereal.
Don't eat cereal.
Yeah. Just a warning. But yeah, like Freemasonry. Yeah, good. It's 3 degrees, right? That's it.
Yeah.
Right. I think Scottish Rite has like
Scottish
30 extra degrees.
32
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah. What York Rite has got like 14. I don't even know, bro. But yeah, that's not all. That is you can call extra clubs that you can join after becoming a Freemason. You know,
Yeah, then you become
most
a
people
Shriner.
that go York Rite. Yeah, you can become a Shriner and stuff like that, right? Back in the days, you could only become a Shriner if you're Scottish Rite. That
Yeah,
changed
once you become
now.
a
It's not the
Shriner,
same.
then that's when they teach you the recipe to make adrenochrome from children when you murder them.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. At the hospital?
Yeah, that's how they
Like
work
the
in
tiny
hospitals.
kid? You get
They
the tiny
pretend like,
kid.
oh, I'm sorry, your child died of cancer, but they actually like take them and sacrifice them to Moloch.
I've seen this story, bro. It's like cool. I've heard of it. I've never seen it. I don't think you have either. You've only heard of that shit.
On the YouTube's videos.
No fucking shit. Like, we're all
But I
watching
didn't
the
know
same
that
fucking
like
videos.
you had to be like already would you say Scottish Rite before you can Shriner up? I didn't know that.
Correct.
I always
Yeah,
thought that they were
that's how
like,
it was. It changed up though, bro. Recently,
I always
you
thought they
don't
were
have
like
to.
goofballs or something, but it turns out
Yeah,
I'm the goofball.
yeah, they're
Okay,
they are
it's
goofballs. And the
MC
parades,
Tunes.
the red cars, and the little go karts.
Yeah, the funny hats
What's up,
and
man?
little
I'm
cars. I should
sorry.
have suspected they were like the arch
Yeah,
fucking guys.
the Fez. Yeah.
MC Tunes 3
Somebody
minutes
was
in,
stretching.
and then MC Tunes 3 minutes in, and they're denigrating his wife. Brilliant. Waste of time that is.
He has a wife.
No, we're talking about Witset's wife.
See, when I'm going to lodge, bro, I bring my own Red Bull, so I don't have to drink the coffee that's there. It's not good.
Right. They probably don't have good coffee there, right? They're like they got one of them big like
Yeah, I mean,
metal jobs, and you're just like paper cups.
nah, man, it's just once every most lodges like meet once a month, maybe twice a month. So that coffee's sitting in the cupboard for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Just so it's stale as fuck every time. It's like, oh.
Like, who brought these Entenmann cookies? They're fucking solid as rocks. You're back down
So
to
what do you get
level
out-
1.
Like, what's the point of going to the lodge? What do you get out of it?
Fellowship. You know, it's originally it's a brotherhood, so still is.
Uh-huh.
That's the idea. That's why you shouldn't just join any lodge. You go around and join one that you like the people there. Otherwise, you know, what's the point?
Hey, is it true that Freemasons like to occult health information?
No.
That's not true.
Bro, there's nothing to look, man. Just you can go to your local lodge. They'll let you in. Just go there when they gather. Like you can phone up your local lodge. Look up, just go on Google Maps, Masonic Lodge. Phone them up. Be like, "Yo, I want to come by and go
Why
check
would
it
I
out
do
for
that?
yourself. Show me. I want to see where the secret library's at because I have the card to be able to get in. So if you guys show me where it's at, I'll take pictures and I'll scan all the fucking books there that you guys want. Just gotta show me where it's at. Where's this library of fucking secret knowledge at? I really
that
want
goes
to.
against-
Besides the
I mean, this is
Vatican,
what-
I really don't know of one. The Vatican.
If you had secret knowledge, this is what you'd be saying.
Whoa.
That's what people want to hear.
The one in DC? What about the one
Didn't
in
you say
DC?
about
Yeah, there's a
Did you take an oath? Did you take an oath?
Of course. Everybody
says
takes an
and-
oath. How else do you
That's
become
trust.
a Mason? You guys don't have to trust me. I don't give a shit about that.
I don't even believe the thing.
Does
you
it
said
really
about
matter?
drinking-
It doesn't fucking matter. You guys, look, I am Pixels Online, and you guys are Pixels Online. Trust doesn't fucking matter here. We're just having fun. And that's
Well,
the
what you said
reality.
about drinking coffee, I don't even believe that. Like, I think you could be lying about that. Maybe you guys do, but I don't believe that.
But Freemasons
bro.
poison their own as well, Blob.
Whatever.
Most of my blood is probably coffee.
We don't drink coffee. Not every Mason drinks coffee. Some people don't, obviously, right? I don't know. Some people drink decaf.
Well,
I don't.
They make
Fuck,
they make the coffee so bad that you don't want to drink it. As that Blob. He's got to bring his own.
It's stale
poison.
enough. Yeah, pretty much. Bring your own.
Yeah, if you've actually
I mean,
finished the coffee, you actually get into another secret club. I don't know if you want to check that out.
Yeah,
So
the invitation is
you
at the
drank
bottom of the cup.
coffee. You finished it, huh? Come with me.
So Masons, they're
You like
wealthy
shit
enough
coffee?
to just buy coffee from like Starbucks or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, man, we're just a mixed bag of people. So if you're probably going to buy that $5 Starbucks for yourself, you should think of your fellow brothers at the lodge and go get a bag of coffee, like coffee grounds, and make it at the lodge some fresh coffee for
Yo, how
everybody.
much is your dues or whatever? Weekly, monthly?
Yeah, yearly annual dues, like 50 a year,
Yeah.
roughly.
$50?
I don't. Yeah,
50%?
50 a year. Yeah. No, $50, 50 US dollars. It will. Look, it's lodge dependent. If the lodge has higher overhead, they might be like, "Yo, $75 or something, or 100
So
a year."
why did you Why did you pick Freemason over like the Rotary Club, for example?
Because it's the oldest fraternity. I wanted to know what they got, man. They talk a lot
Isn't
of
the Rotary
stuff.
Club? Sorry.
Have they impressed you with any of their secrets?
The Rotary, yeah. Impressed?
Yeah.
No. Well, what I discovered there is just the truth. Like, okay, I was told this before I was a Mason. I found a guy that's like, we have similar brains, right? He's like, dude, this is my findings through life. Like, you know, let's say, like, the stuff we like in science overlapped. So we got talking, and he's like, dude, this is just me. Everybody's different, right? And we're not all like the same. There's a curriculum, we're all studying and shit. It's not true. So I don't know, you'll find people that you like, you read the same shit, and some people you won't like, you know what I'm saying? You'll be part of the same lodge, and you'd be like, I don't like the guy. It's like, whatever. But anyways. What'd you ask, bro? My bad. My mind slipped on multitasking.
Has any... I mean, you said, like, obviously there's people into different things, but, like, have you been impressed by any of the folks that waddle into that little group? Like, in terms of their information and their knowledge.
Information and knowledge. Nothing mind-blowing, man. Nothing that we didn't read online, or you can't read online, essentially.
That's what a Freemason
I mean,
is.
what do you get out of this, though? Do you get, like, pulled over and a cop, like, gives you the secret Freemason handshake? Like, what do you get?
Yeah, you just
No, that'd be nice. But
you like
is there any judges?
What do you get?
degrees apart or something like that.
What do you want to
No
get?
judges.
What are you after? What about judging?
Money. I'm after money.
Wrong club, man. Wrong club. We have a term for you. Like, if you join Masonry, so we call you
Well, I
guys
don't
door
wanna
knockers.
join.
If
I just want
if
the
you're
Masons
here
to pay
for
me.
money or you know, whatever, if you think you're gonna join to use the network to get wealthy, oh bro, you're fucked in the head. Go ahead, join it. You'll see that that's not the
No,
right network.
I don't want to
whatsoever.
join, but I want the Freemasons to pay me.
Why? Why would they
So I
do
don't
that? They don't
talk
pay me.
about stuff that they don't want me to talk about because I'm a genius.
Oh, you can, bro. You can talk about whatever you want to talk about.
I know that's not true.
No, it's true. Other Masons have spilled the beans on everything. Wrote it in books and
Yeah.
published that shit. So it's like
They talk about how
okay,
they
then.
pay people, they pay geniuses to not give out information to the public.
Oh, okay.
Mainly about health. Yeah.
Yo, show me where to apply for that one, bro. I'll apply with you. Fuck.
Nah, you're not
Here's
you're
a
not
loose-
high level enough.
Here's a secret.
Bro, do you have, like, the ring? Do you have, like, the Freemason ring or something? Like, how do heads know it's you when you go up and you want to get, like, some kind of preferential
Yeah,
treatment or something?
I can't. That's some of that secret stuff I can't tell you here. This is the secret sauce. How do you
There
tell other Masons?
You're saying
It's like,
there
yeah,
is a
there are
handshake.
secrets.
There is a
Yes,
handshake.
of
gang
course.
signs.
Handshakes, yes, multiple. Yeah.
Not gang
And you
signs,
didn't-
just like
No.
You didn't have to
It's not
join the
gang signs,
Freemasons to be on the receiving end of a glory hole. So just saying.
So I know a secret Freemasonic phrase that if any Mason says this to another Mason, they have to help them no matter what, even if they're a judge and you're like being convicted of a crime and you say this phrase, the judge has to help you. And this
what's the
phrase
phrase?
is, "Oh Lord my God, is there no help for the widow's son?" And so if you say this to a Freemason judge, he's going to let you
I've
off.
seen that video
100%.
myself.
Cyrus, is that real?
I don't know.
why didn't
I don't know
Puffy?
about that. I know what he's talking of. I've never tested it out myself, so I cannot confirm
All right.
nor deny if you use those words in front of a judge, you're going to be let off the hook. I don't fucking know. Never tried it. So
Wouldn't you think
It wasn't in
Puffy
front
would
of a
just
judge,
join
it's
the
in front of a
Freemasons?
Freemason.
It's $50 a month. It's like $50 a month. Wouldn't like Puffy or something? Anyone that does the crimes just join the Freemasons and use that phrase?
It's like cheaper than a PBA card.
Now, if it's a Jewish judge, on the other hand, you just say "Oi Gewalt" and he'll let you off.
Oive? What do you say?
Yeah, something along those lines. "Oi Gewalt." My schmeckle is circumcised. Mazel tov. Something like that.
Right.
Bro, I saw this hilarious thing. They were doing the they were doing a coin flip at an NFL game, and a Jewish guy came and snatched it out the air. It was obviously like AI or something. I don't know, but the shit was funny.
Serious, try to go on mute when you're not talking because you got a ton of background noise, dude.
I did. My bad.
So the secret handshakes, apparently, what Cyrus does confirm that there may be something that you can say that sort of would invoke it's kind of like that pirate thing. What do they say? Parlay or something?
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to say anything. There's signs you can do, I guess. To,
gang signs, right?
Go gang
no,
signs.
not a gang sign. Yeah. No, it's not a gang sign.
Got like a little red flag hanging out your
You
back
can call it
left-hand
like
pocket or something.
it's like smoke signals with the Native Americans. You know, distress signal. You just put out whatever.
But with your
I don't know,
hands.
how many rings of smoke? Yeah, but no, not with your fingers. But yeah, sure.
Oh.
Not all signs are done with your fingers, man. Like, you know.
Okay, you would probably do a wink, maybe.
Something, right?
Yeah, do you cover up your right eye or something and
You just would do whatever any of them celebrities do. Taylor Swift and all these guys. Just do whatever they do in the music video. Just go out on the street and do it. Sure, everybody will laugh at you.
So how many Freemasons are in like flat Earth discords? Because obviously it's not just you.
Well, I mean,
I'm the only one I know of. So no idea.
I'm pretty sure there
mod?
could be some where they stick out their tongue. Like you putting your thumbs to your head, like elk antlers, and they stick out your tongue. Go.
All right. Besides battle mod and you, if you had to guess, how many are floating around?
That's Cuddles, that's not battle mod.
Bro, what's funny is I defend them more than they defend themselves. Surprised you guys don't think I'm one of them.
Cyrus didn't answer, so I guess that means there's a lot.
No, he is busy doing something.
He's doing
what's
laundry.
up? No, bro. It's all I know is I was grabbing a drink. Battle mod is an honorary Shriner, according to my knowledge. So he's not technically a Mason, but I think he's pretty good with his local Shriners Club. So you can give him an honorary in sort of thing.
What about Indio? Is Indio a Freemason?
I don't think so. Never asked him if he was. Is he?
I don't know.
what does it matter if they're Masons or not, though, Blob? I mean,
and it's public knowledge. Like we don't keep that secret. So
yeah. This is my thing, though. Like, you can basically sign up at the drop of a hat. Some people just kind of like the camaraderie. I guess like if they say that they're a Freemason, I mean, does that actually increase suspicion as to the nefariousness? I don't know. I mean, if it turns out that they were a Freemason, they don't tell you. I mean, that might be indicative of nefariousness. But if they're just openly walking around, I don't know. It
Well, you can also
implies
just
then
hide
that if
in
it's so
plain
easy to
sight.
join.
You can just be like, yeah, we're just Masons. We're not up to anything. It's chill.
Well, I mean, unlike, the government politicians that tell you they're going to do something awesome and then they do something not awesome. See, that's nefarious. So it's like, it's kind of weird. Like, you actually have a criminal, but then you're like looking for someone anywhere other than the place that you should be looking or dealing with, right? It's weird.
I don't know why. I don't know why I can't turn you down, Cuddles. That's weird. Like I click on your thing and I don't even get the option to turn you down.
Must be because he's a Freemason. He's just got control of it.
That's what I was wondering.
Probably. One too many your drunk comments when I'm stone sober, and now you can't mess with the volume.
Oh, you got me blocked. That's what it is.
Oh, that's nice. You guys getting along?
Got it.
So anyway, I don't know, Blob. Why would you? I mean, what? Because they're Freemason. Like the chances are that, maybe like less than 1% of the Freemasons that are out there are nefarious characters. The rest of them are just sort of, I don't know, they're just going for the camaraderie or something.
They're just ordinary people. Yeah.
Yes,
so
that is
I don't know what
my true findings. They're normies, bro. Normies. Like they're just I mean, I found a couple of cool cats at like my lodge. Like talk about serious stuff and all that. What's going on in life and all that shit.
I'd be,
but not
curious,
everybody.
How did they handle? Sorry. How did they handle the pandemic?
All you, bro.
I'd be kind of curious. Like, did they lock out the lodge? Did they tell their members to get vaccinated? How did they handle that as a cohort?
I mean, okay, so of course not off the air because we're on the air, but it's all right. I really liked the way we handled it because we abided by all safety standards and rules, but we absolutely opened up shop. Okay, even though the grand instructions from above was to not open up shop. Okay, officially, but no, we still went to.
What instructions from who? What, you guys are getting special instructions?
The top dragon wizard.
No. There's something called the Grand Lodge, right? So in every state, there's a Grand Lodge that all the other lodges in your state abide by, essentially. And whatever, they give you your charter and all that, so you have a legitimate lodge.
Yeah.
So
I can't fault going along to getting along. Like, you wouldn't, like, if everyone else is locking down and you don't do it, you stick out like a sore thumb and you become a target. That's the last thing that any guys would want to have to deal with, that public scrutiny.
Yeah.
So they just like go along to get along, essentially. That's not exactly a necessary. It'd just be interesting if it was the opposite way around. But it sounds like they kind of were.
No, we didn't.
It wasn't business as usual, but like they tried to keep.
Correct. And you can wear. If you want to wear a mask inside, go for it. And if you don't have to. That's how we did it. It's like, it's up to you, man. If you fear this stuff, go ahead. There's a lot of old people there, so it was like 50-50. Some people have masks, some people didn't have masks, and they were old. So.
I don't believe in germ theory though. So what? There's no terrain theorists in the Freemason cohorts?
No, there are some. There's just like I don't know if it was terrain theory or they didn't buy into the scam of COVID or whatever. There was just a bunch of us that didn't wear masks. We're okay.
Cool.
Nobody said shit. Like we weren't going to say shit to each other. Like, hey man, you want to wear one? Go for it. You don't have to. 6 feet stuff. Yo, sure. Yeah. Hey, put up a sign. Stay 6 feet away. Okay, cool. Okay, that's it.
How do you do your secret handshakes if you have to stay 6 feet apart?
That's what I'm saying. We don't. Obviously, we can't.
That's when they started throwing up gang signs at each other.
We can't apply that in lodge. So it's like, yeah, whatever. Well, yeah, we stayed 6 feet. Yeah, for the government officials or whatever. Like, sure. But that's just the lodge I go to, man. That doesn't mean every other lodge was like that. It's not true. I'm sure some shut down completely. I'm sure, and you have to wear a mask and all that shit.
Yeah. Well, thanks for answering the questions. Much appreciated, man. Didn't mean to like grill you or anything. I'm just kind of curious.
Dude, I'm used to it by now. So whenever the Freemasonry topic gets brought up and I get picked on, I just start laughing. It's all good. Like, I've heard all the fucking jokes. Look, I'll tell you about the goat jokes. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
If you want to ride the goat, I will bring 2 for you to ride. Like, I got you. Like, there's no problem, dude. I got you.
What do you guys eat? Like in general?
Whatever, man. Whatever. If you're coming to lodge, yeah, just grab something, stuff I safely, grab a dessert. If everybody else got the food handled, grab something to drink for people and shit. Whatever we bring, sometimes it's homemade stuff. Somebody's wife cooked for us or whatever. When it's really good is when we go over to the ladies' lodge, not a lodge, it's the Eastern Star and the women's club, right? For the wives of the Masons. That's where the good food is at. You want to eat good, you go there, buddy. Do not go to the local Masonic lodge. No. Go to the Eastern Star and Daughters of the Nile.
if I go there? Are they all married?
I mean, it's women only, so it's perhaps you can, yeah. Yeah. I don't know, figure it out. But it's like a women only club, so sometimes they'll cook for us. So it's awesome.
You can't
I
identify
mean, if
as a
you want
woman
to
and
try
go,
and
right?
convince them, well, if you want to try and convince them that you're a woman to join, go right on ahead.
Most of the time, we eat hot dogs, bro. Just whatever, nothing fancy.
It's funny. I think you guys keep getting the lodges mixed up with the synagogues. The synagogues are where they're cutting up your country and plotting your destruction.
Hold on. Josh Ingersoll. Are you a Mason?
You guys are letting people who are held back in high school join the lodge? Join the club? Mr. Josh here.
You have to be of age. I'm wondering if he was part of Demolay. Were you Demolay or?
He was 23 as a senior.
Oh, that'll work then. That's fine. You're 23, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you got to be 19. So. I think Gio. I think he's a Freemason. He's a closeted Freemason. He doesn't want to talk about it.
What makes you say that?
But he didn't tell you guys? It's all good.
I figured.
Are you talking about me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you're the only Gio in here. Yeah.
Are you
Of
troll
course.
slandering me, Cyrus?
Of course I am. I know how much you don't like masonry, but
I would never be a Freemason, ever, ever, ever. Shit is
I know.
vile. I'm not into gay man's clubs.
Hey man, that's not a gay club, bro. Don't say that. It's not true.
It's pretty gay. Pretty gay.
No, it's not.
They only wear aprons
Honestly,
sometimes.
it's not gay. If I thought it was gay, I would have trusted.
Hold on, if you grill
Playing
as a
dress
man
up?
and you don't wear an apron, something is probably wrong with you.
So wearing an apron and playing dress up with other men and doing little rituals? What is that thing?
Yeah, so what? Bro,
Super
honestly,
straight.
I love going to the lodge because it gives me an excuse to dress up. It's like I got thrift store suits, nice suits that I was like, all right, I actually don't wear them if I don't go to the lodge. It's like it gives me an excuse to dress up. I do like that part. It's kind of nice. The rituals, there's nothing like gay about it, man. You can look that shit up. So.
Well, I was kind of joking, but if you were gonna troll me, I was gonna troll you back. That's all.
Oh, okay. All right, fair enough, bro. I thought you were serious, you know, because some people do say that shit, and it's like I don't understand. It's like they're serious about it, so fair enough. Good job. I did get trolled.
Well, I
thought he
mean,
was a little
maybe I was
disappointed.
Halfway serious there.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know that much about the Freemasons, really. Like in terms of what they do at the civilian level, you know, like. So, I mean, what do you
That's
do?
the only level I
like-
know. Civilian level. We get together, so after we open lodge, this is called lodge business, and we pretty much go through the stuff that we're going to do for the year. And you know, I can't tell you exact details. Like right now, I don't go to lodge. I moved and I haven't been to the local lodge here. I don't know what they're up to. But let's say we were going to do, let's say, I don't know, man, Thanksgiving or something. We're going to do an event or something. That has to be organized, right? And shit like that. So we talk about that, budget, who's going to do what, and all that good shit. Just lodge business.
and whatever else. Let's say like Jeremy, if he's got the idea of the list or whatever, you can bring it up behind closed doors after we open launch. Be like, yo, we need a list, right? That he's complaining about.
I mean, isn't any like man's club kind of fraternity thing a little gay, just in some way? Just like teaming up with men
Brotherhood.
and having like a men only. I don't mean like gay, like actually like homosexual gay, but I just mean like being around. I don't know, just having that much of like a bond with men, I guess, in some kind of particular way.
Are you saying you find a lot more you have in common with women than you do other men? Because the knitting club and the book club are wide open.
Dude, these guys don't do jack shit. You heard Cyrus? He's planning Thanksgiving parties and shit. What the fuck do you guys even do?
Oh, but not a
least
party,
at
man.
least the knitting club is.
Yo,
At least the knitting club's
knitting
getting
club.
stuff done. At least they're getting stuff done. They're making scarves and hats and shit.
Oh, you want us to make something and sell it to you? Like, I don't know. I buy my Masonic hat and whatever from Amazon. Like, what do you mean? I just Amazon. Oh, there you go. They got Masonic shit. It's like, yeah. Sorry, man. Maybe some Masons make some stuff, but maybe you can start the lodge that can make Masonic gear.
No, I'm
I don't know.
just saying. What do you guys do? Like what do you do? I heard you throw Thanksgiving parties. Like
I did not say
what do you guys do?
at whatever
You said
event
if you're gonna do
that
Thanksgiving.
lodge is throwing. Yeah, I just used it as an example. Let's say if we're going to
Like
do
Christmas
an event, charity,
parties and
whatever it may
Thanksgiving.
be.
You guys do like
I don't know about Christmas,
Easter egg hunts?
No, we never did. Maybe some lodges do. I can't speak for everybody. That's for sure. Easter egg hunts.
Dude, I was away from the live stream and I came back and I heard Cyrus say, "Oh, you don't know Gio's a Freemason?" I was like, "What is going on in here?" Were you talking about me the whole time?
Sure, yeah, I was talking shit. No, not the whole time. That's when I brought
You're
you.
just trying to get me to open my
It was
mic.
like 30 minutes. They were just roasting you for 30 minutes straight.
Not true. Someone asked me earlier how many flat earthers are also Masons. I'm like, dude, I'm the only one that I know of. He brought up Battle Mod.
Is he a Mason?
Not that I know of, no. He's not a Mason, but he told me he's like an honorary Shriner with his local shrine.
Yeah, I think I've heard him say that before on here or on live streams.
Yeah.
Something about Shriners.
Right. So maybe we'll give him a pass. Perhaps Mason. Close enough. Oh yeah, I wanted to know also Earth-related stuff if they had anything to offer upon that. But I was kind of disappointed, but not fully disappointed because there's some interesting stuff there. But
So they have no secret information, and you guys playing Thanksgiving parties. I mean, what else goes on here?
I did not say that. Nobody. These are your claims.
What's up? Do they have secret information? Obviously, you can't tell us what it is, but is there
Regarding,
secret information?
of course, yeah, of course, man. It's not a secret society. It's a society with secrets. Yeah, it's public. Like you can say it says Masonic building right on the building, so it's not a hidden society.
Are the secrets worth $50 a year?
So-called secret.
Are the secrets worth $50 a year?
It's not. Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, that's 10 Red Bulls or whatever. So or Monsters, sure, it's worth it. Yes. Of course. Like, okay, so this is not secret, and it's not probably not known to you at all, but it's like a legend. Okay, do you know why in every single Masonic lodge no one sits in the north? And stuff like that is what I was kind of like essentially after, where whatever you're told, let's say in text or to repeat verbatim, okay, and you think about it, but that which is practiced with that chair is very interesting. It's universal, regardless of whatever else they tell you. The chair in the north, there's like 4 chairs, yeah? East, west, north, south, right? So just Google it. And in north, it's always empty. Why? It's a legend, right? It's a Masonic legend, so. But it's true in all lodges. Nobody in here knows. I do not think so.
Aloha.
Aloha. What's up, man?